He's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-200-1966. That's 800-200-1966 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
It's a cold one for your Thursday. Temperatures today are going to be in the mid-30s, and we are looking at some very light snowfall, especially in the morning. And then we've got a winter storm moving in for Friday. I'm Box 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast, Joe Biden calls 250 million Americans garbage for supporting Donald Trump. So will this be the undoing of the Harris campaign? I'll break down the data for you. Download the Ben Ferguson Podcast now.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free. Never sounded so good.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden in the White House Rose Garden on the day after the election.
Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition.
Donald Trump has been meeting with advisors in West Palm Beach discussing who he wants in his new cabinet. Federal Reserve officials poised to reduce a key interest rate for a second straight time this afternoon, the amount expected to be a 0.25 percentage point. Closing arguments today in the murder trial of Richard Allen, accused of killing 2 young teenage girls in Delphi, Indiana 7 years ago. The Rockefeller Center Christmas tree has been cut down and will arrive in New York soon. The giant Norway spruce from West Stockbridge, Massachusetts was hoisted onto a flatbed truck by crane this morning. It will eventually be decorated with 50,000 multicolored lights. This is ABC News. Police are investigating a tour bus crash on an interstate outside Rochester, New York. 28 people were injured, one critically when the bus overturned in the town of Chilai. Another strong storm blowing in the Gulf of Mexico. People there from the southern tip of Texas to the Florida Keys are keeping an eye out.
Slamming into Cuba as a Category 3 hurricane Wednesday, Rafael quickly weakened to Category 2 status as it lashed the island with 105-mile-an-hour winds. It's now cleared Cuba and is drifting toward the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. Some computer models have it making landfall on the Texas coast. Others have New Orleans in the crosshairs. And some forecasts predict that Rafael will die a slow death in the central Gulf. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
In South Carolina, the search is on for 43 rhesus monkeys. The primates escaping from a research facility Wednesday night. The Yemassee Police and Beaufort County Sheriff warning people to lock their doors and stay away from the monkeys. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom, but a little over a year ago, we realized she couldn't take care of herself without our help. And well, how could I not be there for her? I had no idea how hard it would be and just what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and, even for me, ways to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics that got me started, but also information about the hurdles I was facing in this new role. I could even connect with experts and hear from others who had been in my place. I know this road we're on isn't an easy one, but I'm really happy to have the extra help for her and for me.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. This message is brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Kind of looks like that. That's the one that I
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
The 8th District congressional race is still too close to call, more than a day after polls closed. The latest election returns show Republican Gabe Evans narrowing the lead of Democratic Congresswoman Yadira Caraveo to about 2,400 votes, and votes are still left to be counted, but no word on when that count will be finished. A postal worker among those facing charges in connection to stolen ballots in Mesa County. Secretary of State Jenna Griswold says at least a dozen mail-in ballots were intercepted and sent to the County Clerk's office without the knowledge of the voters.
They discovered that ballots had been sent to addresses in close proximity to each other. Mesa County then looked at all the other ballots that were rejected because of the signature and discovered that it appeared that at least some of the ballots were signed by the same person.
2 suspects were arrested yesterday in Mesa County. Arrest documents say that they plan to test the system to see if the signature verification process would detect the forged signatures. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Does look like the snow's loosening up just a little bit. We aren't dealing with quite the snowpack on the roadways. Things are mostly wet across the metro area, but it is awfully slow out here and still going to be icy, especially on these side streets. So please watch your speeds out here. We haven't seen quite as many wrecks this morning. That's the good news. There is a crash westbound I-76 at 144th Avenue. That's slowing your drive across Bar Lake. You got lights malfunctioning at Santa Fe and Hamden. And boy, north and southbound traffic really jammed up through there this morning. Denver weather today, cloudy skies, snow showers continue, a high of 37. We're at 29 degrees now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Because inflation made everything expensive.
Groceries, utilities.
Everything.
You need Inflation Salvation.
Yes!
9 chances a day to win $1,000. Listen weekdays 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW. Presented by Wind River Spas.
Couples are often divided when it comes to temperature, so Wind River engineered the Contrast 8 Therapy Spa. It's the only tub that combines the therapeutic heat of a Wind River spa with the refreshing feel of a cold plunge. Build and price yours at windriverspas.com.
Man, I am happy to tell you about the only realtor that made the cut for Team Dave Logan, and that is Troy Hansford. I recommend Troy because he's the only agent that will guarantee to sell your home at your price, or he'll write you a check for $5,000. And the good news, he puts that in writing. He can make that guarantee because he spends tens of thousands of dollars generating demand. And right now, he has hundreds of approved home buyers ready to buy. He just doesn't have enough houses. So if you have a house, Troy might have that perfect buyer for you right now. Give him a call, 720-900-4433. Let me give you a story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford with RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
Auto accident? Get the right lawyer on your side. Search for Attorney John Fuller.
Denver's Talk Station.
10 seconds here, Tommy.
$1,000.
Sure.
Just enter this nationwide keyword.
Okay,
on our
brother.
website. Bills. That's bills.
Tell me all about echoes and shadows and buzzing,
on
and
630
static.
Button pushing. You didn't touch anything.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Whether you're listening delayed by a podcast, as thousands of you do, or you're streaming, or you're on our radio stations, especially our flagship KHOW. Welcome to the show, and welcome to our friends in the Springs on KRDO. And then those around the country, we appreciate you being here. And what we ask is that you give us a call if you have a problem, question, or complaint at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right. I will say this. I absolutely, positively do not see the overwhelming reaction I thought I would by the results of the elections. However, the markets responded positively. That's important to know. And what I mean by that is, yeah, we have some crybabies and people predicting doom and gloom, but not what I thought there would be. I thought there might have even been rioting in the streets. Believe it or not. I really thought that, but no, that's not happening. You see, if you're streaming in my wide shot, I got some guests in the studio. I'll be introducing Xcel Roofing in a minute, which is important this time of year, especially. They do repairs, by the way. And I want to talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. I got a letter today. This is interesting. I'm Mohica Moore, a member of the Ukraine Army based in Ukraine. I'm contacting you based on a referral and on your internet presence. I am writing because I want a partnership relationship with you, and I can honestly trust you to handle this for me. You see, just a few days ago, I discovered some funds in a package containing American dollars in one of the bases in the Ukraine. Possibly they're trying to hide the money because of the impending doom we suspect will happen under President Trump. We suspect he will withhold funding. Anyway, the package has been deposited in a financial warehouse in the Ukraine. I want you to receive these funds for me. I want you to invest in your country. Now, in your advice, I will trust you to invest it since I know you have Wave 8 Wealth Management. Now, listen, first of all, they reacted to the election. They got my name, and they know about my financial advisement. They say, please, I want this to be between me and you and your company as I'm still in the Army. To prove my sincerity, we should be honest with ourselves and be trustworthy. It works both ways in life because I don't want to lose my funds, but I trust you to invest them wisely. I assure you it's 100% legal and risk-free. Of course, she found money in an envelope. I think Mohica's a woman. I say she. Okay, this should be confidential between both of us. I look forward to your prompt reply to enable us to move forward. So I wrote, I can help. What do I need to do? Will I make money too? She wrote back to me. Just got another response. This is amazing. Thank you for your email. I would like to propose a meeting in London with you. Now this is weird. Me go to London? I live in the Ukraine. I can take time out and meet you in London. This will make you understand the intensity of this project. Now, normally they want you to wire or give you information for banking, for transfer. The weird part about this one, isn't this weird? They want me to be in London? I'm going to continue this, but I'm going to take Sherry first. All right, Sherry, what's going on? Welcome.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I am happy about the election very much.
Well, okay, thank you for weighing in on that. What's going on with you, Sherry?
I am in a real bind. People know my name. I'm professional, but in the last 2 years, I've slowly fallen from grace.
A professional in what category, Sherry?
Legal.
In the legal, are you an attorney or a paralegal or what?
No, process server and a PI.
Okay, so Sherry, what's going on with you?
Well, I have been evicted from my son's house 2 years ago after 6 years. That's where I had my business. From there, I pulled the plug.
Now, wait. Why were you evicted? Did you have a falling out with your son?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay. So what's going on with you?
So now I haven't been able to keep my business growing. And
Why?
Little by little,
So you don't have any more clients?
I did, but then my car was starting to show problems. And then at the end, it just fell apart. And
Sherry, were you living in your car or did you have an apartment?
No, I was living in my car because I couldn't get an apartment.
Oh, Sherry. How old are you, Sherry?
A young 73.
A young 70. I'm glad you said that, by the way. Listen, seriously now. Sherry, at 73, living in your car and your car broke down, my God. Let me ask you something. through your entire life, did you do any planning for your older age? And I don't mean to chastise you, but I want people listening to know these stories I get on the air, they're not fictitious. They're real people. Sherry, how did you get in this position where you have zero savings?
Well, what I was doing was bringing in some of the money, but it was erratic, and there was no way I could plan for
Were you ever married or had a partner of any kind?
No partner after I left my husband in 1981.
Okay, so you left your husband 40 some odd years ago, and you're on your own, and you are living with your son. Why did he evict you?
Well, because I don't know what happened. His attitude changed, and I pointed out to him that he was really disrespectful, and bam, that was it. He wanted me out.
Sherry, you're in a bad way right now. Are you getting Social Security?
I am, but that's not nearly enough.
How much do you get a month?
$900.
Okay. And right now, so you are on Social Security, and is your car running?
No, they took it from me 3 months ago.
Who's they?
I was repossessed because I ran out of money.
So now, where are you living?
Well, in the elements.
No, seriously, Sherry, are you on the street right now?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Come on. A 73-year-old woman on the streets?
Yes, because I just can't.
No, I mean, last night, literally, where did you sleep?
I rented a U-Haul and took all my money. So I'm sitting in it now, which I should have relinquished it yesterday.
How much money did you have?
I had, because I didn't pay my storages, I had probably $300. Now I had to stay at extended stay for one night, and then I got this U-Haul, and now I'm broke, totally broke.
My God, Sherry. I mean, you waited to the last minute to call us. You are totally broke, busted, not a dime. You can't eat. You have nowhere to stay. You're in a U-Haul that you have to return, and you will be literally walking on the snowy streets of Denver.
Right. Now, to keep in mind that I have been researching for jobs, and I think it's my age or that I'm not,
Well, it's hard to give someone a job who doesn't. You're right. Well, 73, that is pretty old. I mean, but I mean, you can still work. But also, I think they're more afraid that they can't rely on you. Maybe I don't know. I don't know anything about you. What kind of work can you do? What kind of work can you do?
Gee, I am a proofreader and editor. I'm a certified English teacher.
Yeah, a proofreader, editor, and English. Right now, my proofreader and editor cost me $19 a month. It's called ChatGPT.
Okay.
And if I put a female voice to it, I can even call her Mary. But I have a male voice now. I'm not joking, Sherry. You're being aced out of the job market. You need to do something. You're in desperate. Are there any shelters you can get to?
I'm in Littleton. Everything else is in Denver. No. Now, I want you to know that I have been researching, and then I tried to do house sitting. Excuse me, and I'll tell you, the scammers are out in force. So the last one really blew me apart, and that was 2 days ago.
You mean a job offer?
Yeah, to house sit. And then the way we communicated, it sounded like...
No, it's a joke. A lot of these are ripoffs for people. Oh, yeah. Listen, Sherry, honest to God, Sherry, I don't know what to do. You're 73 and you have zero. You have nothing right now.
That's right.
I mean...
house management is what I'm good at. So, I mean, if I had somebody who would hire me as a house manager...
What does that mean? Hold on. I will figure this out or something. I mean, you need some shelter or something. This is sad.
Oh, big time.
Hold on. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. This is kind of sad, people. This is really sad. I mean, this is happening. I mean, but you have to look at this, okay? I understand. And I'm going to just say it like it is. Sherry is in this position because she put herself in that position. I am tired of people blaming people for blaming people for blaming people. There are very few people who are truly, truly victim of circumstances. Many people are victims of procrastination. Some people are victims of sloth. Some people are victims of scams, yes, or they want to get rich quick. It's greed. But they're victims brought upon by their own behavior, not someone coming in and stealing your money and kicking you out. If you're one of these people who are not planning for your older age, I want to tell you something. I'm serious. Old age is not a rumor. It's going to shock you. I know that when you're on TikTok and when you're younger, old age is a myth. It's a rumor. It's not going to happen. You're not going to run out of money. You're going to live life. You're going to have a problem. And we have a number of people in this position. So yeah, Sherry is to blame. So now what do? Do we throw people out that did not plan? What do? Let's come up with some ideas. I also want to take other calls, but Sherry, hang in there for really. I got some ideas. I'm Tom Martino, waterpros.net, water systems for the whole house. You'll never get a better deal than this year-end special for softening and drinking water, both for $3,195. You have to understand something, people. These systems, even with Water Pros, are more than 5 together. And plumbers can't touch the functionality for under 12 grand. You get them for $31.95 year-end special. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
If addiction
Hey, Tom, who you got sitting next to you?
or anxiety
Henry Bretts.
are affecting
All right, thank you.
family, the Raleigh House is here for you. The Dead
We got Mark on the phone. He's ready when you are.
House provides a premium level of care for substance use and mental health disorders. We believe recovery is possible. The Raleigh House can help. Call 720-797-8717 to get the help you need. That's the Raleigh House. 720-797-8717.
Do you know that many of my clients, my sponsors, have been on this show, and I've known them for the entire time they've been in business? Now, Marc Szymanski, we always see Marc Szymanski, Genesis Total Exteriors. The power behind Marc is Madeline. These people run a business like no other. Marc is celebrating 25 years in business. So what are you going to get when you deal with GenesisTotalExteriors.com? You're going to get honesty and integrity. I can tell you that, being by his side all these years. What else are you going to get, Marc?
I tell you, Tom, 25 years, it's the longest job I ever had, and it's been an amazing experience. I'm so thankful to help people and to turn their houses around if they have damage or if they just need new windows or painting or siding, and just to make their houses look great and make them so they have pride in their home and they're so happy with the way it looks when we get done. It's been an absolute pleasure for 25 years, I have to say.
Yeah, and not only a pleasure, but you've served a lot of people, Marc. And you want to know something? Your industry, and you know this, is filled with schlock. I mean, you've survived it all, and you even go and fix some of the screw-ups that people do when we send you out to look at a job. So what is your advice to people?
To do your background, to
Yeah.
make sure you're hiring a good person. Obviously, hire somebody off the Martino list.
Yeah.
I had to go through a vetting for you to say, yeah, Mark, you can be on our list. And, to make sure somebody's been checked out, not just by the BB&B or even Google reviews can be all faked and everything.
That's right.
Too.
That's right.
You need to pick somebody that you can trust.
That's
And
right.
Again, the referral list is a great way to do that.
Referralist.com, but GenesisTotalExteriors.com. We've vetted this guy for 25 years. You don't get better than GenesisTotalExteriors.com for anything on the outside of your house, including every part of it. And you can call Marc. That's 303-679-8509, 679-8509. I just love the association we have with sponsors. I'm going to tell you about discountbath.com. Discount Bath. They said, Tom, we want to enter the bath realm and we want to do it at a discount. Yeah, I know baths are known to be expensive, but we're taking the sticker shock out of the sticker. In fact, you can go on our website and get a price without us even going to the door. So what you do is go to discountbath.com, check them out, and then answer some questions. They send you a link. You upload some video of the hall room bath, Jack and Jill bath, the basement, maybe rough-in bath area, whatever you want, master bath, and they'll give you a price, 720-979-2322 if you want to talk to them. They're great people, all levels of trim, all levels of remodeling, whether it's for a fix and flip or your dream home, discountbath.com.
So if you miss the call, it's
Okay, let me bring up Mark.
cell phone.
Oh, he's not on cam. Okay.
So call him.
I haven't heard him talk down the line either, so I don't even know if he's here.
Oh, well, somebody said he's on.
Oh.
Well, I thought you said he was on.
Right. No, not
Oh, you meant Mark Szymanski. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
It's all good.
I misunderstood you.
Apparently, yes. No problem.
Do you know, I don't, I'll say this behind the scenes. The market is crazy.
What are we doing with Sherry?
Having her hold.
Huh? Well, I'm not talking about today right now. I'm talking about over the last few days.
Oh, yeah.
What we have done. What
Been all over the place with the election.
Oh, you had the right positions before the election?
Yeah, I don't want to get into too much detail,
Okay.
but oh my God.
Well, congratulations.
It's really amazing what happens during the election. Like as far as the economy, everyone starts buying.
There's a lot.
buying
There's stuff
arms
just
and-
yeah.
Did you see that you can bet on the election now?
Well,
Yeah.
you can buy contracts, and they don't call it betting, but it is.
I saw somebody put $1 million bet that Trump won. It hit.
Oh, I imagine you can bet. You can't do it anywhere I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
There's this online
Are you
website.
serious?
I never looked into it myself, but Tom's done some research on it and discussed it yesterday. In some detail, actually.
Election betting?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to it. But I don't follow it,
10 seconds here, Tom.
Okay, hang on. Coming right.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station.
Kelly says go to line 4.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303.
Hey, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Every time I go shopping at Safeway or King Supers, there's a "We're hiring now" sign. Has Sherry ever looked into that?
That's a good question. I'm going to go back to Sherry in a minute. Mark Szymanski's back on from Genesis. He has a comment. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Tom. I heard the situation with Sherry before I hopped on the show. And, I'd be happy to put her in an extended stay for a couple of weeks. She said she's in Lakewood. And, there's one right there on 6th and Sharon. No, 6th and, no, not Wadsworth, but just west of there. I'd be happy to put her in that extended stay for a couple of weeks.
Man, is that kind of
lodging over her head.
Oh, you're a great person.
Yeah, Mark, that's great, man. And you know what we can do? Here's what we can do. Sherry, you're willing to work right now, right? And bring Mark's on. You know, Marc Szymanski from Genesis Total Exteriors has graciously offered to put you up for a couple weeks, and then maybe you can secure some work.
Well, that does make me cry. I thank you, but you have to understand, I don't have a car, and since I don't have a place to get ready, all my stuff is in storage.
I know.
They won't hire me without a car.
No, I know. Well, listen, I know something. We got to take it baby steps right now, okay? I understand that. Because I don't know, first of all, Sherry, you're in no position to have a car technically because you can't afford a car at this point. You can't insure it, you can't license it, you can't put gas in it, you can't do anything.
That's right.
I mean,
and it was a slow downhill fall from grace. And
yeah, but it's a trend. And when people notice a trend, they have to figure out what the hell's going on and why is this trend happening and how do I stop it? Slow downhill. The only difference between slow downhill and major downhill is time, but it still happens. You know, when you see things, when you see handwriting on the wall, you got to react to it. So right now, you're in a really bad way, Sherry. Let me ask you something out of curiosity, and I'm very serious now. What did you expect we could say on this show that might help you?
That maybe somebody was listening. That maybe
And
they
hold
would
on,
offer me.
somebody listening, and what would they do?
As I said, I am with a lot of expertise in certain areas, but not what they want to hire me for. I could do a house management.
So can you explain exactly what that means in your mind? House management. I've never met a house manager in my life. So tell me what that looks like.
Well, they take upon the role of executing duties in the house. We're talking about probably a major, big house.
So are you talking about house cleaning? Are you talking about...
No, it's what butlers traditionally
No,
are
just
taught
wait.
to
But
do.
I mean, what exactly, Sherry?
All the above. You take care of the repair people. You make...
Yeah, but what do you do? What do you do other than coordinate, which a man and woman who own the home can do? Are you talking about coordinating cleaners and repairmen and being a house manager in that way? Because there aren't many houses big enough to do that, and there aren't many people that have that. Now, there are people that have 4 or 5 houses that have that kind of stuff, but I'm asking you, is that what you're hoping to get, a cush job where you can live in luxury and basically direct services?
No, that's wrong. That's not how I am.
I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's a cush job. If I could live in a luxurious mansion and call repair people and coordinate repairs and coordinate house cleaning and coordinate everything and take and pay utilities and I would be one of the best house managers in the world. But is that what you're talking about?
Let's take a step back, because I'm trying to explain so much in a little bit of time.
Go ahead.
I've had a cleaning service for 20 years, 10 in Connecticut and 10 out here. I mean, I did well.
But Sherry, would you personally do the cleaning?
Yes.
Go ahead, Henry. You wanted to mention. Go ahead, Henry.
I wanted to jump in on that. And there's a big industry around Airbnbs. I know that we struggle with that. It's really hard to find people to manage your investment properties or rental properties. Is that something you've ever looked at before?
She doesn't know anything about rental property.
Sure, but you need someone just to take care of the general maintenance and take care of the cleaning staff and anything that breaks. And I mean, it's hard to find people to do that.
Well, then that's where I would fit in beautifully.
But you need a place to live in order to do it. You can't just work for them. You have to live there, is what you're saying.
Correct.
So
now, my background is marketing and interior design, so it's not like I'm alien to this sort of thing.
Well, I understand, but you're hoping to find someone listening right now that will take in a homeless woman and believe that she can manage their properties, and they have to give her a place to live and an allowance of some kind. And then what happens about transportation? Did you want to be able to drive one of the household cars? I think you've been watching too many movies. No, I'm serious. And I don't mean to make fun of you, Sherry. I mean, I hope you do find it right now. I hope there's someone listening right now that will take a chance on you. But, you know, I've done pretty well in my life, and I own more than one house, and I have to tell you, I've never had a house manager, nor would I find the value in one. That's my own personal opinion, but I'm not an Elon Musk. Maybe he would. I mean, I don't know where you find someone who needs a house manager. Now, as Henry said, what about property management in general? I don't know. I mean, I can get you, well, I can't. If you don't have transportation, you're absolutely right, Sherry. I don't know who would hire you at this point. Now, there is one possibility you could do. You could do Uber or Lyft to and from work.
I bus.
Okay, bus for a while until you can save up some money. But I want to take all of your contact information. Sherry, I do not fault you for wanting help and wanting to work You're 73. Now think about this. In 7 years, you're going to be 80. What can you do in 7 years to shore up your retirement?
I'm feeling degraded. Tom,
What?
I'm already feeling degraded.
I'm not trying to make you feel degraded. I'm trying, you know what? I don't give a damn about your feelings. I'm trying to open your eyes to reality. My job isn't to make you feel good. Okay? I'd love to make you feel good. Okay, so what, snowflake? You feel bad. Don't feel bad. You put yourself in that position. No one put a thumb on your head. So let's just suck it up. Look in the mirror, you put yourself in this position, and I'm proud that you want to get out of it. I like you. I'm not putting you down because I don't like you. I'm not trying to elevate myself by making you feel bad. That's not my position. But I'm sick and tired of people not wanting to hear the truth because it hurts their feelings. Screw you. I'm not talking to you, Sherry. I'm talking about people. Look in the mirror, take responsibility, and start lifting yourself up. How about that? I will help you to the extent you help yourself, but you can't deteriorate your entire life on a downward trend and then say, oh my God, what am I going to do? And worse yet, blame other people. Now, Sherry, leave your contact information. Let's try to find you something productive. As I said, I appreciate that now you want to do something about your situation. And anyone else listening right now, if you're just starting on that downward trend, call me. Don't call when you're already down and you fell off the cliff. Let's prevent it. But what is, honest to God, what is this prevailing attitude in America? Whether you're a fat slob or a drug addict or some crazy person that I have to pretend you're not. And I have to make you feel good. I can't bring up any faults or any deficiencies or any place where you need improvement. My God, that may hurt your feelings. If you're looking for feelings, don't look here. I'm Tom Martino.
This is Denver's Talk.
Tom, you hurt my feelings.
Down in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Got to give yourself a lot of extra time this morning if you're southbound I-25 heading to Castle Rock. Got a big wreck working. This is just north of Castle Rock Parkway, and it's got most of the highway blocked up, the left and center lanes, and traffic sitting stopped all the way back past Castle Pines. We're seeing a lot of folks exit at Happy Canyon down to 85 to try and get around this thing, but it is causing quite a delay down through Douglas County. They did clear the wreck southbound I-25 at 38th Avenue. Better looking drive heading across downtown. Denver weather today, snow showers should taper off into the afternoon. Right now we're looking at a high of 37. It's 30 degrees now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Shop early, save big all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Get a free Select tool when you buy a Select battery or combo kit because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/7 through 11/20. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Okay, here's something I want to tell you about. Planning for your retirement. Now, I know a lot of people think they don't have anything to plan for retirement. At least consult the Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Look, even if you start with a small nest egg, maybe overfunding life insurance, maybe a savings account, whatever you do, you need experts to consult. Now, obviously, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies would like people who have some start to their retirement. They can help them, but they'll help any and all people. So why don't you call and say, what can I do to shore up my retirement? 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com. The call, the website, the information costs you nothing. rpcenter.com. Did that sound mean? No. I mean, I'm not, honest to God, I'm not
Okay,
trying.
sir, do you have a pen?
I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, this notion that everyone's got to feel good. You know what? You shouldn't feel good if you didn't do right. I mean, you shouldn't.
She might be able to get a job at that motel and live there as part of her payment. You know, like doing maid stuff, since she's a household expert.
Yeah, I don't know how she got herself into that situation.
Yeah, but that's what butlers are trained to do.
Yeah.
Like in the movies, they don't just answer the door. They're the manager. They're the household manager.
The thing that I just don't understand is when someone calls up and they don't really have like a question. You know, they don't have, like they don't know what they want.
Also, she got offered 2 weeks in a motel.
I know, and she didn't want it.
Take the bus to Walmart from there and apply for a job. And apply for a second job at the motel. You gonna go to London with Tom to pick up that suitcase of money?
Man, that sounds like an adventure.
And a fun weekend in London.
Sure, why not? I'd be up for it. Let's do it.
You know,
What's up?
I just look back at the shit that the turns I could have made if I threw up my hands.
What do you mean?
Just being alone at 14. Fucking alone. I mean, working at 14 going to school and pretending I had parents. Pretending. I mean, like fucking pretending, like signing my own report cards. I mean, literally. Paying fucking rent, pretending there was a family there. Scamming people.
It wasn't scamming if you were paying rent.
Yeah, but I wasn't legal.
It's not the same as scamming. That's surviving. Oh, I hear Princess coming. Come on, Princess. Oh, look at this.
I wonder how many people Trump is going to fire on his first day.
Come up here.
All of them. You're fired.
Yep.
He's just continuing with The Apprentice.
See, that's one thing that...
10 seconds, guys.
Well, they are...
An 8.
Message and data rates may apply.
Auto accident? Find out what your case is worth. Search Attorney John Fuller. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can text me on my private Google number, 747-999-5280. 747-999-5280. You can also text me on the iHeart short code. Put my name in there somewhere and it'll come to me, 57739. Hey, here's the deal. So I got one text saying, truth. Another one says, sounds like Tom. Another one says, you need to tell more people this. Another one said, but Tom, what about when you said people should have free school, free college? Now, let me explain something. There is a fine line between the controlling outcome and opportunity. I've said this before. Don't take this word the wrong way. I'm a socialist for opportunity. I believe opportunity should be out there for everyone, all kinds of opportunity. I do not believe people who do not seize the opportunity, people who do not produce, should simply be given handouts. Unless there's something wrong with them or they're so old they need help, that's different. So I truly believe not to each according to their need and from each according to what they have. I don't believe in that BS. However, I believe in an equal playing field and people should have opportunity. Right now, in some areas, I don't know if it's totally equal. I don't know if it is, but that's a whole different topic. The point is this. Everyone should have opportunity, and I don't know if too many people denied opportunity. Now, there are people who are, let's say, indoctrinated into thinking they don't have opportunity, and you can thank the Democratic Party for that, because they indoctrinate you, if you're black or minority, or a woman, to automatically think you don't have opportunity. Now, to some extent, a little of that's true, and it was way true earlier in life. Things are getting better. Ask LeBron James. You know, here's the point. I think we got to stop caring about hurting feelings. My God in heaven, whoever said everyone's got to feel good? You know, sometimes it's good not to feel good. Sometimes it's good to be depressed. Sometimes there's reason to be depressed. So you look inward and find the reason and then start making changes. Let's go to Cynthia, who has an issue with an HOA. Cynthia, what's happening?
Yeah, I just got out of the hospital. I'm a senior citizen. I live on Social Security myself. I'm not near as bad off as this other lady. But
Cynthia, there are a lot of people who are hurting right now. So let me ask you something. Yeah. Why were you in the hospital?
Oh, I had hip replacement surgery.
Uh-huh. Okay. And so did Medicare take care of that?
Yeah. I have some co-pays, but for the most part, yeah, Medicaid.
And how old are you?
I'm 69.
Okay. So what's going on in your life?
Well, my HOA fees, of course, I bought this condo with my husband 27 years ago, and our HOA fees have gone up usually $5 a month for the last 20 years.
Is the condo paid? Is the condo paid for?
No, when my husband passed away 8 years ago, I refinanced. So it's.
And you pulled cash out?
No, they just to lower my.
Okay.
Repayment so I could afford it by myself.
Okay, so
we had our house cleaning business, and when he passed, I had to take over all the bills by myself. So anyway.
Yeah.
So this is okay. I mean, the HOA went up this year, just a couple months ago. $65, which shocked me. So I called them and they said, well, it's insurance reasons. And
that's
I said,
right,
okay,
man.
well,
so many people are finding this. I just want to mention something on that note because it's very important. People who are considering real estate often consider condos and townhomes because the aggregate living or the condo living, the condominium living, actually was supposed to lower costs for people. And it does most of the time, even with the assessments and even with HOA fees. Here's the problem, though, Cynthia, and I'm speaking to others too, and I promise we will talk about your situation. The HOA, unless they're lying and cheating, which most of them are not, the HOA is not other people. It's you. It's you and your neighbors. And when prices go up with HOA, it's not so they can buy Lamborghinis. It's usually because expenses are going up or deductibles have gone up or insurance premiums have gone up. And while no one likes it, I've seen HOAs where they turn down HOA fee increases. They turn it down, and they've turned them down for 8 years. And all of a sudden, a storm comes, and they don't have enough money in the coffers. And now each and every owner has to come up with $30,000. There is no cheating. There is no cheating. The the expenses have to be paid, whether we like it or not, whether it's slowly over HOA or whether it's a lump sum in an assessment. Now, I'm going to come back to you, and I want to hear about this. But unless the HOA, and I mean literally stealing or mismanaging by hiring buddies, unless that's happening, it's a fact of life that HOA fees are going to keep going up. And in fact, we've only seen the beginning. And part of that is due to insurance. So hold on. I promise you we'll discuss your situation right after this. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. DenverRegen.com for hair enhancement and pain and whatever you can think of for stem cells. They do, and they do a great job. DenverRegen.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Got to give yourself a lot of extra time this morning if you're southbound I-25 heading to Castle Rock. Got a big wreck working. This is just north of Castle Rock Parkway, and it's got most of the highway blocked up, the left and center lanes, and traffic sitting stopped all the way back past Castle Pines. We're seeing a lot of folks exit at Happy Canyon down to 85 to try and get around this thing. But it is causing quite a delay down through Douglas County. They did clear the wreck southbound I-25 at 38th Avenue. Better looking drive heading across downtown. Denver weather today. Snow showers should taper off into the afternoon. Right now we're looking at a high of 37. It's 30 degrees now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
At Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, they strive to help you enjoy winter with deals on warm clothing and winter boots, sporting goods to keep you active, and pet and animal food. The sale runs through Tuesday, November 12th at Murdoch's and Murdoch's.com.
Hey, Gravina's has the greatest windows. Well, they have the greatest selection for absolutely positively sure. Why? Because they've been in business since 1972. Now he went off on his own, Larry Gravina, what I call the original Gravina, in 1988. His son took over recently. Nick has all the expertise that Larry has and more. And I said 50 lines of windows, siding, doors, and more. They have everything you need for your home. GravinaWindows.com, but more than windows, GravinaWindows.com, 303-472-8462. They're the Gravinas on 950 West Evans. Hey, if you want an investment that's easy to get into, overfunding life insurance is a really good place to start. It really is. If you have a few $100 a month to put away, you can start with a small life insurance policy that you purposely overfund, and those funds grow tax-free. And when you're ready to take them out, Joe Chiano can teach you how to take them out tax-free. It's a strategy for everyone. Now, check him out. BecomeTheBanker.org. 303-779-6600.
The best part of the election is just seeing all these progressive libs on TV eat their words.
It's crazy, isn't it? Did you hear Jimmy Kimmel's tearful response to the election?
It was tearful.
Oh, man. I'm going to go get it.
Hey, put him on that spaceship.
Yeah. You know, but Biden and Harris have both been gracious. They have. I mean, I have no problem with what they're saying. Do you?
No. Well, I think she's been too drunk to really comment on this matter. She's a big-time day drinker. There's a ton of videos of her speaking publicly while drunk.
That's me.
The most coherent thing he said was this concession speech.
What about it? Do you really believe she's a drunk? I don't believe she's a drunk.
Wouldn't be surprised right after the election if she was doing a little drinking.
Stephen Colbert is the worst. He is the worst. Can't stand him.
Trump has won the 2024 election.
And I'm sorry. I told myself that this show would be uplifting tonight and give people hope and inspiration. But unfortunately, I'm too depressed and quite frankly, very, very hungover.
I love it.
Yep, Trump's already super busy. First, he's got to move all those classified documents back into the White House.
It was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of
Yeah, for children, especially the ones that they spared their lives.
Working immigrants who make this country go, for health care, for
Sure.
Donald Trump has won the 2024 election, and he'll be president again for 4 more years, or 8, or 12, or whatever.
For science.
Jerks. I'm so happy. Put it right in their face. Right in their face. Hello. Right in their face. Hey, do you love it?
10 seconds, buddy.
Do you love it?
Love talking roofing.
Search Dudes on Dudes to start listening.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Cynthia, let's talk you now. So you're 69. You're in a condo. You got out of the hospital from hip replacement. The HOA fees keep going up. What's going on? What can we do for you?
Calling you, sir. That's not why I'm calling. I'm calling about an electrician. My brother said you might be able to hook me up with an electrician that helps seniors, because now they're saying that we have to pay $2,000 to get our electric panel replacement. Because
Now, but let's make sure that's true. Who told you that?
The HOA sent out emails to everybody saying that they found out that our electric panels are not up to date and it's a fire hazard and their insurance won't cover it, so we got to pay for it out of pocket.
Yeah, well, insurance doesn't cover out-of-date stuff. Insurance only covers casualty losses. So they're right about that. Now, are these electrical panels one for each unit? So it's your own, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what do they say? Do they say they need to be upgraded as far as the power demand, or simply redone as far as the brand?
Upgraded, and I think both. What you just said is because it's hard for me to understand all the.
Okay. Do you have the letter they sent?
Yeah, I have it on my email. Basically, it's.
If you can send us that letter, we'll help you make the right choice. We have plenty of good people we can send to you, or at least put you in touch with. It's never cheap to do a complete panel, but I'd like to try to find someone who can give you a break. Tell me something. Do you have that letter right in front of you?
I have it on my email.
All right. I'll tell you what. Hold on. I want you to send it to me and hang on. We'll try to find the best person for the job, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Steve, what is your comment? Go ahead, Steve.
Tom, you were talking to the lady that you were trying to help out, and it struck a nerve with me. about 13 years ago, I think you helped Cheryl and I out.
That's right.
And I tell you what, you were the savior.
But why did I help you out, Steve? Because you two were hard-working fools and wanted to do anything it would take. That's what you did.
You got it.
And you went to work. Hang on, Steve. We'll come right back to you, okay? I got to take a break. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up. Okay, guys.
I'm going up for coffee. Who wants some?
I'm going to go up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy that Trump wants to exclude social service from federal income tax.
Oh, they're raising taxes across.
Which it should be anyway because
They're still raising taxes though. Like all the lower tax brackets, Trump is lowering it, but like the higher ones, it's still going up. I'm pretty sure if it's over 900, it's going up. Well, that's his policy. That's what he's proposing. Uh-huh.
I don't know about that.
with the Troubleshooter Show. Good. I'm just doing a follow-up with people. Did you heard anything from Champion Windows?
supposed to send us a list of people, and we will help her choose.
Let me ask, is it someone from that local place out in Aurora or the corporate?
What's the other one?
Yeah, I put a call in for them too, twice. Okay, Ron, I'm not gonna do anything about this case till I hear from you, and I'm glad we're at least communicating with you. Okay.
Hi, Cynthia. What's the best number to reach you at?
Dimmer transmission? Okay, well, let us know about that too. All right, Ron. You're welcome.
I have 303-587-4822. Troubleshooter.com. Help.
Going up in the mountains today, Doc? Or
No,
staying
not,
home or
not
staying
with
home?
this weather.
That's good, stay home.
Great. And send us everything that you have, and we'll take a look at it and get you the best person, okay? No problem. Thank you so much.
Ten seconds here, Tom.
Gotcha,
What
bro.
you think
I think we can finally start to turn things around.
4 New Years
Talking about the future.
on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, how are you doing? Let's talk about solving your problems, answering your questions, taking your complaints, as I've been doing for nearly 50 years, 45 in Denver. Well, actually more than 50 years outside of Denver, but let's say nearly 50 in Denver, 45 years actually, or 46 now. And we have Henry Bretz with us from Xcel Roofing. Quickly, Henry, does this weather change anything? Obviously, you're not going to be installing roofs. Any tips for people? What can you work on right now? What should people be calling about?
You know, the main thing that people should be aware of is just their insulation and also leakage. So a lot of homes in Denver, it's actually about 9 out of 10 homes are under insulated, and it's really important to bring that insulation up to code.
In the ceiling?
Absolutely. And I mean, there's walls
You
too,
guys
but
don't do insulation, right?
We absolutely do insulation in the ceiling.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so for the attic.
Not the rest of the walls, but
Right.
with the ceiling. And what that does is it causes a lot less stress on your AC unit, your heating. It's much more efficient, right? And so there's a lot a lot of companies out there that want to just do the roof, right?
Right.
We're not like that. We'll do all the repairs. We'll take care of your full system, insulation, shingles, repairs, anything like that, leaks.
Not just replacements.
Not just replacements.
And then what you did for me was the ventilation of the attic.
Absolutely, and that ties right back into the insulation, making sure that that hot air stays in the house in the winter, and that cold air, it's more efficient.
You want convective currents going through the attic.
Absolutely.
You want that exchange of air in the attic.
And with your whole house fan, we need to make sure that all of that air has somewhere to go, right? And so that's what we did on your attic, is adding those fans to pull out that air.
Right. Yeah, and they're two different things. Attic ventilation is separate from whole house fans, so just keep that in mind. So I left off with Betty. I didn't. I'm going to go back to Betty. And then what happened to, let's see, we did have Cynthia, and what are we going to do with Cynthia? We were going to get that letter, and then I'm going to try to help her find an electrician. Is that right, Kachina? Is she sending that to us?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So Steve is calling. And I believe, Steve, this was during Colorado's first recession. It wasn't in the 2009-10 time, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was it was the Great Recession. I remember. So you called and said, look, I'm losing my home, I'm losing my business, and things are just rough. Now, it's not because you hadn't been working, but this recession was just massively bad, and business dried up. And continue your story.
Well, you're right. We started losing the house. We worked for new home construction, so when it shut down, we thought we would make it through it, but we didn't. We had to sell the house. We lost everything. And so that it was November 11th in 2011, I called the radio station to ask you for help. And
11.
You got it. 2000. Yeah, it was 2011.
It was 11, bro. Snake eyes.
So think about it. But anyway, long story short, Cheryl and I are doing fine, and we are on your referral list. And honestly, I thank you almost every day. We bought a house, and we're happy.
I know you are, and you're hardworking, and you never looked back. You never blamed anyone. You just started working your tail off. We started shuttling work to you, and through the years have kept in touch as friends.
That's it, and I want to thank you.
Well, Steve, thanks for looking back. Thanks for all the success you've had and for the quality work you've done for me over the years. I really appreciate it. On everything I've ever owned. When I need it done and refurbished, I ask you to do it. And my doors are still looking great, the garage doors, with all this weather. And that's important. And he's with Star Quality Painting. That was his story. 11-11-11 was when we started helping. We did some things that we just wanted to help him, and it worked. Well worth it. Betty, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Betty? What's happening?
Well, Tom, I'm like the last caller. I'm thankful for you every day. You've made me a better businesswoman, and I needed it. So you've kind of filled in the
thank
blank,
you. No,
so.
I appreciate you saying that. Now, you didn't have to say that. So what's happening?
Well, on Friday, I had an 80-year-old brother tell me he was planning a move. I knew he was getting an apartment, he was getting a mobile home, but I didn't know this was going to happen. But he ended up going online, and like I said, he's 80. And when he came over, he told me the next day, he said, yeah, the movers are from Florida.
Oh, no.
And
I
got physically ill, for days.
Where was he moving? Where was he moving? From where to where?
From the DIA area to Oklahoma. And like you were talking about feelings earlier, I decided, no, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, this is what I've heard on your show, that all the scammers are there in Florida. And so I told him, I went through.
And did they take money up front from him?
He put $3,000 down, and I can't tell you the name of the company at this moment. He wants to, he thought the bank would protect him. And I was thinking, there's different kinds of fraud. So I hope the bank does protect him,
Well, did he send the money out already?
You know, I would say they deducted it from his account. I tried to tell him to.
How much did they take? How much did they take from him?
Okay, $3,000. So,
well, here he's got to close the account. You know, if Betty, if he doesn't close the account, they can go back to the account. Even if he changes, here's the sick part of this. Even if he changes the account in the same bank, the bank will still honor it. He has to literally leave the bank.
Okay, let me write down what you just said. Okay. So he has to
What bank is he with?
The banking account?
Yeah, what bank is he with?
You know, I don't even know his bank.
Okay, he's got to leave the entire banking system and go to another bank. For example, if it's United, if it's Chase, or First Bank, he's got to go to a completely different company with a completely brand new account. Or,
I get it.
I promise you, they will tap his account. They will. They will absolutely tap. Now, $3,000 right now would be the most he loses. And here's what's going to happen if he continues. I know it's going to happen. They're going to come to pick up the stuff and get more money because they're going to say it was more than they thought. Okay?
But may I tell you something?
Go ahead.
My other brother was there. The one brother, the 80-year-old, he's already in Oklahoma with another brother helping him, okay?
Okay.
And my youngest brother was there. And because of your show, I warned those guys. You know, I said, you know, all the red flags. He was my younger brother. You helped him so much. You empowered him to say, go away. So
Good.
They wanted more money.
I knew it. See, I knew it. And when they got the more money, then, and by the way, that person isn't the one that got the $3,000. So they all want to take a bite at the apple. So that guy that showed up to pick up the stuff wanted more money. Then he would have gotten about $2,000 or $3,000. And then hold on. Then they would have taken the stuff to someone else, and that someone else wanted more money to deliver it. So they would have hit him 3 times.
Right. So this is. Okay, so he has to leave the banking system.
That particular bank, he has to open a new account. That's the first thing. That's just to insulate him from future loss. Then he has to get a real mover.
Okay, and I'm hoping and praying this other brother that's more well-to-do, he put it on his own credit card. He hired another mover, and I said, where are they from? And he said, Nevada.
No.
And they're supposed to come tomorrow.
No. Why do they keep doing this? Just hire someone local. Where are they? Where does he live right now?
The brother helping lives in Texas. So
No. I'm talking about the person moving. Are they in Colorado?
Okay, my one brother he's there. He's supposed to be out of his mobile home right now.
But where was that? Who did anyone pick up his stuff from the mobile home?
Not yet, because he sent the Florida company away. He said, "Go away. I'm not giving you any more money."
Okay, so now why would he call someone from Nevada? Why not just call someone from Denver that I know and trust? Why would he call someone from Nevada or from Florida or any of those? Why?
You know why, Tom? Because I tried to stop him. I got...
Okay, so I'm asking, can you stop him now? Hello?
Okay, may I ask you, Tom, do you have a company that you would recommend?
Yes, I do. Okay, I have, you know what? Here's the problem. Yes, I do. And just hang on and I'll come back to you. Please, people, there are not many honest movers. And there aren't. There are ways to find them, but you don't go online. And if you do, you got to know how to evaluate them. You're not going to get them out of Nevada. You're not going to get them out of Florida. You're not going to get them out of California. You're just not. Okay, hang on. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. God, I'm having a giant fucking brain fart for my mover.
Don't miss the epic return of Yellowstone, premiering Sunday at 8/7 Central, only on Paramount Network.
Legacy. Reveals something worth having. Someone's gonna try and take it. What I'm doing isn't for the ranch. It's for us.
America's #1 show returns.
I spent my whole life here. Me too. You destroy me, you destroy yourself.
Unlike you, I keep my promises.
The epic return of Yellowstone. Sunday at 8/7 Central on Paramount Network.
You know, if you're in an accident, please, you need help. Please do not just call any attorney. Talk to an attorney who will actually talk to you. John Fuller. Call Fuller.com. John Fuller will go over your accident and tell you what it's worth, where you collect, what your next steps are, all without any obligation. If you do hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. In fact, when you do hire him, you get his cell phone that you can call or text at any time. John Fuller puts the personal in personal injury. Call Fuller.com. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank is the guy that you want to do a market evaluation of your home before you even list it. Now, let's say you call him. He'll tell you, based on all market conditions, what that house will bring, and based on his 30 years of experience. And there is no obligation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Oh, my God in heaven. I can't fucking believe this. I can't.
What, just people? What, just people?
No, I can't. Okay. Thank you. I mean, I just don't understand it. Sometimes that fucking pisses me off. Jesus.
Yeah.
Ten seconds, Tom.
All right.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, 888heating.com. It's getting a little cold. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to get that deep clean for $45, 888heating.com. And if you need a new system, get the high efficiency they offer. And we're talking about saving 30 to 40% a month, 888heating.com. Okay, now, I want to take this Betty. So, Betty, Johnson Moving and Storage.
Okay, Johnson, John
Yeah,
S-O-N.
for interstate moving. Johnson Moving and Storage. They're in Centennial.
Storage. No kidding. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
And do
just
you have
now.
the
Listen,
phone
I'm going to tell you something. Here's something they're not going to like. They're not going to like the price they get. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying they're exorbitant. They're honest, but it's an honest price, and they're not going to because the internet movers always lowball you, and then always sock you 3 times.
Okay.
So he lost $3,000 already. He's never going to get it back. And if he went forward, he would have lost more, and his stuff would have been so jacked up. I'm so happy that we're stopping this in its tracks.
Okay, Tom, tell me something about computers, all right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the
Go
plot
ahead.
is deepening here.
All right, go ahead.
So the other brother that's more well-to-do, he put $900 down for this Nevada mover. The deal is that they told him $4,000 total.
Yeah.
So the other
How
half
did they
of
tell
the
him without
nine-
seeing it? How did they tell him without seeing it?
You know, Tom, I told him to wait. I told him I'm
All
calling.
right, well,
him
you know
today.
what? He probably lost the $900. How did he do it? Did he give his bank information out?
I would say put it on a credit card.
Well, then he ought to
I hope
dispute
he
it.
put his routing number. Okay.
I mean, honest to God, I mean, these guys, are they educated people?
My more well-to-do brother is. The others just don't. The other two are they're the people that make.
Well,
it.
then the
It's kind of
well-to-do
that
brother just got an education for $900. I doubt. Listen, try to dispute it if he put it on a credit card. Again, if he put it on his bank account, he can look forward to his bank account being cleaned out in the future. So it's really up to him.
Okay.
Betty, I
And
hate
he
saying
would
this
be,
stuff. I'm telling you.
No, Tom, I need to hear it because
Yeah.
I have to tell them. So with the Florida contract,
It's done.
Since I wasn't online with him, does he have to cancel that? Does he have to send a statement? Does
Well,
he have
I
to
would,
do
but
anything?
it doesn't matter. So that guy, first of all, the guy is in his underwear in a basement somewhere on his computer, and he's not even a mover, or he's and I know when people hate when I say this, he's an Israeli national because 99% of them are, and they start moving companies in Florida. I don't know why, but they do, and that's just a fact of life. And then they rip people off. Okay, so that's what's going on. So what they have to do is they have to. He should cancel it, but the more it'll cancel automatically when he doesn't pay.
Okay. Yeah, just so that because they're
But he has to change his banking.
all right. Same for the other brother that just put it. If he put it on his credit card.
No, not if he put it
Did
on
he
a credit
cancel the
card.
credit card?
You have to cancel the credit card though, and you can't just change the number. People ask me, "What do you mean by that?" Let me explain this to you. If you cancel a bank account and open another bank account in the same bank, and something comes in on the old bank account, the bank doesn't look to see if it's legitimate. They simply transfer it to the new bank account. And why would they do that? Because when you open up accounts at that bank, you sign what's called a cross-collateralization agreement. It should really be called a cross-pollination agreement. So what that means is this. anything on that old account can be transferred to your new account to settle it. Any ACH that comes in. Now, I want to tell you something about banks. My God, people don't know this. When it comes to banks, they never check the authenticity of an ACH. That's just a fact of life. Anyone with your account number and your routing number can rob your bank. They don't need a gun. They don't need a knife. And if a banker tells you that's not possible, they are lying to you. Now, you may say, well, it wasn't legit. I'll get my money back. No, you won't. Okay? Sometimes a bank might do it. Sometimes. But most of the time, if an ACH comes in, they honor it. They do not check with you. They do not tell you. They just send the money. Now, that's the sad banking secret no one wants you to know. That's it. Now, let's talk about credit cards. You think, oh, I'll just cancel the credit card and get another one, like with Capital One or anyone. When you do that, it's the same account, just a different card. Same thing. Right. If a charge comes into that card and that card is closed, they put it on the new card. So you might think, wait a minute, whenever I lose a card, they tell me to do that. And it's for nothing. It's for nothing. Because all that person has to do when they send the charge in is say it's a recurring transaction and it's honored by the new card. So what do? You have to change credit card issuers and start a whole new account. Again, if they don't tell you that at the credit card company, they're lying to you. You see, this show is about truth. There you go. That's the sad. So your brothers keep just digging their hole because they think they know what they're doing. I got to move on. Thank you, Betty. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Did she ever send us that HOA letter about the increase? Or, excuse me, about the changing electrical panels? I want to help her.
Not yet.
Okay. Sandy has a question on a landlord. Sandy, I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Sandy?
Hey, good morning, Tom.
Hey.
Listened to you for a long time.
Thank you, Sandy.
I've taken a lot of your advice. We have a rental house.
Yes.
And it is vacant at the moment, and
Okay.
they just moved out. I'm just wondering if the new laws are so restrictive, and we're not in Denver County, we're in Jefferson, but there's so many new laws.
That's right. New eviction laws, which means, by the way, let me just explain this to you in general. You're a landlord. When you rent out a place, even if it's month to month or a yearly lease, you are bound to keep them unless you have a just cause to get rid of them.
Okay.
You're bound. You have to keep them. So, what are just causes? There are fewer than you think. Okay? I don't want to give you legal advice as a landlord right now, but you can call O'Brien Legal Services, OLS Law. He'd be happy to help you as a landlord to make up the lease the proper way and to make sure you don't get stuck. There are just causes, but they must be just causes according to the law.
Okay.
So in essence, all leases are perpetual leases. Yeah. You see that, and you can thank Jared Newsom for that. Jared Newsom Polis. We should really, what we really should do is just call ourselves California West. It would just be easier, and then just adopt all their laws, because that's what he wants. I swear to God, he doesn't have a thought that's original. Let's see, what should I do next? Let's see, I'll go and ask Gavin. But that's what's going on. And by the way, if you looked at the map of the country, Colorado's still that little blue island, and California with them. I mean, they love it, and it'll be to their detriment. This state, what God Almighty, what a great state it once was. What a great city. The new mayor's, and by the way, didn't they just increase the taxes for aid? They did. Yeah, our taxes will go up even more now. I didn't mean to rag on you, Sandy, but call OLS Law, O'Brien Legal Services. Let me give you that number. I'm serious about it. He's a good guy.
Thank you.
And by the way, he's not political at all, by the way. I was saying all this stuff. He's just an attorney. He's a great guy. He knows real estate. 720-370-7388. That's O'Brien Legal Services. We got more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Southbound I-25 getting better, heading down to Castle Rock. We had that big wreck near Castle Rock Parkway. That's cleared off the highway, and we're still heavy and slow down from Castle Pines Parkway, but those speeds starting to pick up a little bit. Make sure you give yourself a little extra time, though, if you're headed down south of the Tech Center. The rest of our drive here in the city, not bad. Mostly wet highways, going to be a little icy around the edges. There is a crash working in the median northbound E470 at Highway 85, a little jammed up getting past that crash scene. Denver weather today, cloudy with snow showers continuing to the afternoon, 37 for a high. It's 31 degrees now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible products only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to terms.
Integra Insurance is an insurance company dealing with health insurance, and a company that will absolutely save you time, hassle, and money. Don't try to buy health insurance on your own. You really need the expertise of Integra Insurance. Now, Integra, they're licensed brokers. They can go on the exchange, off the exchange. They can help you with Medicare, Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage. They can help you with regular health insurance if you're younger. They can help employers even with health insurance for the whole company. What I want you to do is call the honest people who make health insurance simple and smart. Do it now during open enrollment. 303-466-5500, 466-5500. All right.
Okay, you got that number, right? Hello, you got that number, right? Yeah, we're going into a break, so he's done with the call. You can email us at help@troubleshooter.com, and I can pass that along to him. Yes. No, just tell him that you were on the show, and he'll be happy to give you advice. Okay, no problem.
How's Charlie?
I'm okay for now, thanks.
I know. What's Jay doing? Haven't seen him in a while. How's his mom? How's your grandma? Oh, yeah? Good. So Latita James vowed to get him. Boy, talk about sore fucking losers. Holy shit. Huh? Yeah. What are you working on? D?
Well, so
there's a lot of follows I should go back to.
Yeah, so on a couple of them, the consumer really doesn't tell the entire story.
No,
So,
impossible.
I don't know if you ever noticed that. So, I've been unable to get documentation on a couple of the big cases, but I am ready to put for example, the cobblestone deal. I can do an update on that, and it doesn't look good for cobblestone. Well, there are a ton of Channel 31 and 9 News and somebody else have been doing stories
On these assholes?
Cobblestone not paying for damages. But what's really confusing is, I just got off the phone with that old man Gale, who called in a few days ago about his damage to Cobblestone, and he wants to take them to small claims court, but he can't find them in the Secretary of State record, and neither can I. And so we could both use some help on how to research where to find their registered agent. There's
Did you search cobblestone?
Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
does your son have a charger for his Telsa in his garage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, because I was just going to say, if you have a charger in your garage, the EV is so easy. You just plug it in when you get home at night. You wake up in the morning, it has a full charge. You never have to worry about gas prices, inclement weather, lines that get...
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, thanks for joining us. And if you ever get a chance, go to YouTube on the YouTube channel and join us. And I think you'll love it on and off the air. And sometimes it's livelier than others, but we always have our morons talking to each other on there. That's what I affectionately call them, our YouTube morons. And that's a compliment, by the way. Lou wants to talk about an auto body shop, or he has a question. Go ahead, Lou. What's happening, Lou?
Oh, hey, Tom, I got a simple question. I live in the Front Range, but my son is temporarily living in Denver with his brother, and he was in a motor vehicle accident, and everything is fine, but his car's on the side of the road in the street right now.
Now, is this your son-in-law, you say?
No, my son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I own the vehicle together,
Okay.
so I insure it.
Okay, so son's car, where is it right now?
It's in front of his brother's house in Denver on the street.
Okay, it's not going to stay there long. You understand that. It's either going to be robbed or stripped, or it's going to be taken away by the city. What city is it?
It would be Denver.
Okay, and is he in the snow area where they plow?
I guess he would be, yes.
I mean, do they plow that street? A lot of streets they don't plow.
I believe they plow that street.
Okay.
And, so really,
how bad is the car? Is it drivable at all?
No, it's probably it might end up being totaled. Actually, it's a 2012 Ford Mustang, and we had an adjuster out to look at it from the insurance company. We haven't quite heard back from them yet. Because I thought before we got it towed away to a repair shop, we should maybe just have an adjuster check it, because if they're going to total it, why even bring it to a repair shop?
Because that's where they want to see it. And they'll pay for that. Most insurance policies will pay for towing it to a body shop.
Well, and I'm not too worried about that. We can get it towed to the body shop. But I was checking, your referral list, and I don't see any body shops on there. I don't know if you guys have any people down there or
here's
what.
the problem. We've really been deficient on some categories because it's hard to find good people. It's not to say we can't make a recommendation, but as far as officially on the referral list, we may not have anybody. But I want to know this. Where are you? What area?
Well, he is on East 25th Street and Downing in Denver.
Okay.
In 5 points, by 5 points.
Okay. So if he needs there's a good body shop in Aurora. I thought it was Aurora Auto Body, but they used to be with us. They're good people. Let me make sure they're there. Again, I apologize that we won't just put someone on the referral list to fill a vacancy. No, it's Colorado Auto Body. Yeah, Colorado Auto Body. Okay. They're not bad people. We used to have them, and I'll tell you what, though. There are some people over the years, I can tell you, where we don't get complaints. That's one of them. Another one is, Perry and Terry, I don't know if they're still around. Again, so many companies come and go. I've been here for so long. Perry and Terry used to be a wonderful auto body shop. And again, they're still there. They have 5-star ratings. And
Perry and Terry?
Perry and Terry, And then we're not talking cheap now. We're talking good auto body shops, right?
Yeah.
Now,
if we can get it fixed, we're going to get it fixed the right way.
Yeah, if you're going to value the car, they can do that too, or not value, but value to give you an accurate price so you can get it totaled if you need to. And again, you're going to have to deal with your insurance company on the total value of the car. But if you ever have, and most insurance companies, they're going to try to lowball you on the value, okay? They're just going to try to do that. Whose fault was this accident?
It was probably his, yes.
Okay. So on the value of the car, if you ever need help establishing the value and you think your insurance is being unfair to you, you need to call, you need to go on our referral list, referrallist.com, and you need to go to Petty Details, Petty, Petty Details.
Okay.
And they can give you a pretty good price. Petty Details. Okay. Yeah. So start there. And again, let's see. I was going to tell you about some other, I believe Caliber Collision. They're not bad. And I'm only going by complaint history. We haven't gotten complaints about Caliber either.
Right.
So Caliber, Perry and Terry, Colorado Auto Body. There's some really good body shops.
Okay.
Okay. I wouldn't go to the fast food ones, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
And you can tell.
It sounds like rather than waiting to hear from this adjuster, that we should just get the car towed away.
Well, of course you should, or you're going to lose it. I mean, either one. I mean, and adjusters don't like coming to houses to do that, especially in bad weather. But it's up to you.
They did. They did. They did. They came 3 days ago.
Oh, so they already they already then valued it.
Well, they didn't. They came on Monday.
But they will value it, is what I mean. They've already examined it.
Yeah, well, technically, but we haven't heard anything back, and I'm waiting for days here.
Yeah, you will.
Sitting on the street.
You will. You'll hear from them. I mean, if they came out, they're going to do something. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Speaking of cars, One Clear Choice Garage Doors. We'll take a look at your garage doors and do an inspection. I think it's like $80 if you're moving into a house. But they also do complete openers, any part of the opener, any part of the door, complete doors. And they're factory authorized for most doors. That's oneclearchoicedoors.com. And I'm telling you, no one does a better job. 720-370-3987.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage.
Not a lot of action on our roadways out here. Traffic's light, and we're navigating these wet highways okay. Splashback's a huge issue. Kicking back up on the windshield makes visibility a little difficult, so keep your speeds down because of it. Things seem to be moving. There is one little hiccup on the drive right now. Northbound 225, right about Tamarack. You've got either an accident or a stall blocking up the right lane. So we are backing up on that ramp northbound I-25, getting onto northbound 225. That seems to be the only big issue out here, though. Denver weather for today, we're looking at cloudy skies with those snow showers tapering off. High of 37. Right now we're at 31 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on everything you need to refresh your wardrobe and home for fall. Get low prices every day on unique finds at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macysbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
RedRocksRS.com. That's Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Red Rocks does solar systems, and they help you find the best one for you, and they do the sales, then they do the installation, and they do service and repairs. The only company that does all three in-house. So if you need reliable solar people, whether it be for a business system, a commercial system, or residential, on-grid, off-grid, battery backups, generators, whatever you need, RedRocksRS.com, 303-704-2449, 303-704-2449. Gravina's Windows, 950 West Evans, the original Gravina's. Well, the dad was the original in 72. Larry started Gravina's Windows and Doors in 88 with his son Nick later on, and they have a great business with 50 lines of windows, so you get choice, multiple lines of siding, also exterior doors, sliding doors, French doors. GravinaWindows.com. As I said, the original Gravina, 950 West Evans. Don't make a mistake. 303-472-8462, 472-8462. And speaking of windows, you may want to do window coverings. We have a one-stop shop where you don't do it yourself. They come and do it all. First, it's free to try them. They'll come and measure and have a designer make suggestions for your home. That's all free of charge, all the measurements. Then if you decide to go ahead with them, Made in the Shade will take and order the brand names you want, try to fit your budget, and the best installers in the business come and do the installation. Made in the Shade, 720-458-6566. The website, denvershades.co. What's that? Yeah, they have been right up until now. No, not now. Do you?
Seconds, Tom.
Smart speaker and the free iHeartRadio app. Just search Holiday. Free never sounded so good.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rich, we've had steady calls. Keep calling, and you can always call 303-MARTINO at any time, and we'll line you up for a show. Rich, what's going on?
Sure. I was actually just calling about a problem I'm having with Xcel Energy and a claim that I had put in.
Okay, so what's going on with Xcel?
We had, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but some type of a short in our backyard. So it didn't happen at my box, but at their supply coming in.
Now, how do you know you had a short?
Well, I don't know if it's a short. All I know is the technician that came out. So it started on fire, our box in the backyard, and then it electrified my box. I tried to go and...
Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. So you just happened to look out one day and see a fire in your junction box?
Our neighbor. Actually, it was during the holiday, the last holiday.
And the neighbor noticed it?
While we were in the house. Correct.
And what box are you talking about? Are you talking about the transformer that goes to your house or something else that affects more than just your house?
So I know that to shut it off, they have to shut off several houses.
So the box was in a junction box. It wasn't just your house.
Correct. I think it just affected my home only, though, until they shut off the supply.
Okay, so what happened then?
Well, it electrified my box. I did try to go out and shut it off.
Now, what do you mean, shut off what? Shut off your breaker?
Our main.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, my main.
Okay, and what happened?
It shocked me.
Uh-oh.
Well, it shocked me, so, of course.
So it shocked you when you tried to touch the off switch?
No, just to even open my box.
That's what I mean. Oh, just to even open it, the whole thing was electrified.
Correct, yeah.
Wow.
And then, and in the house, my wife was baking. The oven blew out. A lot of different things did happen. I mean, it's a list of things that actually went out.
Now, are they denying it's their problem?
Yes. Through the claim process, yes, they are saying that they recognize that it happened, but due to some state statute that they're not liable.
Did they quote the statute?
They did, and I don't have any of that stuff in front of me. I do apologize. My wife's been working really hard.
How much did all of this come to?
Back. Roughly around $6,000 or $7,000.
Oh my goodness! Now you do have homeowners insurance that will cover it.
We do, and I think that's one of the main reasons I wanted to call you is just to get advice. But I'd hate to make a claim knowing that it counts against me.
All right, why don't you hold on, and we'll get our insurance expert. Hang on, okay?
I mean, where do you draw the line?
We need our insurance expert.
Kelly's on it.
Okay, yeah, let's get Xcel on.
Shit, did he just get cut off?
No, really?
That might be him. Oh, crap.
I still want to get Compass on.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show. Okay. No, no, it's just our phone system sucks. Hold on for a second, and I'm trying to get the expert on. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, man. What a day. The snow, I can't believe. Were we supposed to have all this snow? Are we having more tomorrow?
It looks so pretty. Your backyard with a river and all that stuff. It's really nice.
Let's throw the cat out. She's watching, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. She loves watching the snow. Oh, yeah. Lots of cats for you. Not in the snow.
Die? From what?
Hey, there you are. It's Kelly.
I didn't know you could
over
die
at
from that.
Martino. I'm good. How are you?
They must have been 90.
All right. We got an Xcel issue.
Come on, bro.
Yep. That's all you need to know. Yep, Xcel. All right. Hang on for me.
Like Microsoft Excel? There you go, I got you. All I need is...
Well, the funny part, if you saw me
Today's a
typing
gym
the
day.
first
I hate
thing,
gym
I
days.
did EXCEL, and I was like, literally told myself, "You're stupid, Kelly. It's Xcel, not Excel."
It's not Excel roofing, is it?
Better not be Xcel roofing.
Go ahead.
I'm an idiot.
Better not be Xcel roofing, but I'm here if it is. Mine? A lot.
There's never a problem with Excel.
I get so many spam emails too.
Oh, I'd use them.
3 or 4.
Although I gotta
Yeah,
tell
there's
you,
a lot of like private equity.
I about left my husband for the adjuster that came out when my house got ransacked by a tornado up near DIA. This guy comes out, and I mean, this is when the kids were like
10 seconds, Tom.
I think.
All right. That's $. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, that's me. We're here solving problems every day, answering questions, taking complaints. Depends on the day on how many problems we solve. What's on your mind today? We do have a lot of calls today. We have Xcel Roofing with us too. We'll get to them in a minute. I have a few texts. I also have this text saying, Tom, with respect to the person who you said a lot of these problems come from depression, a person who is clinically depressed is probably not so good. It usually means there's a brain chemical imbalance. You know, that's this was a text to my Google number, 747-999-5280. That's an interesting observation, and I used to buy into that. Except more and more and more and more, they realized there is no direct correlation between brain chemistry and depression. Brain chemistry, the only chemicals really in your brain, I mean, other than, you know, all of the atoms we're made up of, are the neurotransmitters. They have shown to have little correlation. The serotonin uptake inhibitors that were shown to have really no long-term effect on depression. You must have seen that study. Also, the entire balance of the organism could have some chemical imbalance, can affect our moods. But really and truly, most depression is situational or environmental, according to the knowledge at hand. Mental illness, now I'm not talking about, like, well, depression is a form of mental illness, but there are some true problems with schizophrenia and all of that. But they're thinking that has way more to do with deep-seated physical problems, the structure of the brain, and the structure of the nervous system as opposed to chemicals. But anyway, I digress. I just know what I research. I don't necessarily know for myself. I have an expert on, Brian Burns, Compass Insurance Group. Now, the reason I want to bring Compass up is we had a question, and I believe, is Rich still there? Is the consumer there about Xcel? Yes. Okay. So, Rich, I'm going to bring Rich up and summarize this problem. Brian Burns, theinsurancehelpcenter.com. I bring that up because they do, in addition to regular insurance for everyone, they do insurance checkups for consumers, which are really telling. They'll tell you if you have too much, too little, if you're paying too much, really underinsured, overinsured. It's a great thing to do. And they do it honestly. They're not going to try to make a client out of someone who has a great deal they can't beat or great coverage they can't beat. So if you ever want to try that, go to theinsurancehelpcenter.com or 303-779-6600. Brian, Rich, it's no doubt this happened outside the house at an Xcel junction box, a fire, and it caused electrical damage in his home to the tune of about $6,000. And Xcel says, according to state law, now I tried looking up this law, I can't find it. They're not liable. Now, let's say for argument's sake that's true. I don't know if it is, but I don't think Xcel would just out and out lie about it. But so here's my question then. His homeowner should cover any kind of power problem like that, right? From a fire?
Well, yeah, if the proximate cause is fire, and that's what they're going to have to derive it from, is what is the proximate cause of the loss. But
it wasn't fire in his house. It was fire in a junction box, which caused electrical damage.
Right, but I still think, if lightning strikes and it causes damage to the house with an electrical surge of some kind, that would be covered under most policies. So,
okay, what about just a bad electrical surge because, let's say, the power company?
I still think, I'm trying to think through if I've had a loss like that where they covered. I think so. I think a surge in general, it'd be hard for them to say exactly how it happened, but if a surge was to cause damage to, items in your house, I've seen many, many claims
All right,
for that kind of reason.
Then he had another question. Rich, you were concerned, right, about putting in a claim. What is your deductible, Rich?
Yep. I believe it's around $2,500.
Oh my God! So
now you're talking a totally different circumstance. Not that $2,500 is a large deductible; that's a common deductible now. But I guess the second part of this whole conversation is what we're hitting now. If there's did you say $6,000 of damage?
Yeah, probably at least.
Will he be surcharged? I guess is that what you're? Will he be surcharged?
There's no such thing as a non-surchargeable loss on a home policy. There is on auto.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me I'm minding my own business and I get an electrical surge and I have to pay a surcharge for putting in a claim?
It's a claim. It's what it's looked at. It's a claim. So it doesn't really matter if it was. There's tons of claims that are not your fault.
How much is? Oh wait. How much is it going to affect me? Something like this.
Well, it's hard to give you a certain dollar limit because, different companies are filed to charge different percentages. But the bigger picture of things is my point. You're not going to, I shouldn't say he's not. I would not make a claim with an upside of $3,500. There's just no way I would file a claim on my home for that. Because if you have more than two claims, it's really difficult to find anything that is a reasonable company, a preferred insurance company. If you have two claims in 5 years, that's the number where all of a sudden it's hard to find companies that are going to want to give you a quote.
Really? Wow.
So my point is I would save home claims. That's my advice. I would save home claims for things that are more substantial. You don't use your home insurance anymore for making small claims. It brings into question a lot of the things that people insure on their home. I see people, scheduling a $1,500 ring, and I'm trying to be honest with them. I say it's not that it's expensive to do, but you don't want to make that claim, even though it's a zero deductible. You don't want a $1,500, claim that then, takes out the ability to file a larger claim. I mean, if you have a roof claim, of course you're going to file it. That's a $30, $40, $50 or more $1,000 claim. But these smaller claims, I wouldn't use it for that.
Man, Rich, I want to know the law that they cited at Xcel that says they're not liable.
So I don't know if it's a state law other than a state bill, something like that. I remember.
Well, if it's a bill, it became a law, or it wouldn't have teeth. So
right, and something that they sent me that I was able to kind of look up really quick. All it said at the top of the page was Colorado PUC number 8 electric. And that's
PUC number 8 electric. Colorado PUC number 8 electric.
Yes, and then it also says something on their PUC number 7, but it talks about their operations and maintenance and testing. And
wait, public utilities commissions can't tell you who's responsible for stuff.
That's what they sent us, something along that. And something
what rule number was it? Rule number what?
The one I'm looking at says 8, and I apologize. My wife's been handling the majority of this, so she kind of hit the roadblock, and I said,
I'm looking it up.
At least get some advice from Tom Martino.
Okay.
But I'm in the construction industry, and that's why, I look at, I'm not going to ever make a claim that something that I can't handle myself because, like your gentleman Brian said from Compass.
Listen, that there's no such thing that I can find. There's no such thing as number 8. So you need to ask them specifically. You tell them, no. You don't want them to slough you off. You tell them you want to know specifically where they get off on this. I really. And then I want you to call me back. Seriously.
Sure, and I tried the Attorney General's office. They kind of said the same thing. They're like,
yeah, well, you know what? I would sue Xcel in small claims court. Let them cite it in small claims court. It'll cost you $50. Let's say you have up to $7,500 you can sue for.
Sure.
What did you find? Hold on, Dimitri.
I found the Public Utilities Commission rule number 8. It's a 365-page document called Schedule of Rates for Electric Service.
Yeah, but number, okay. Is it called rule number 8?
Yes. It's called Colorado PUC number 8 electric. That's the document. That's what the document is called.
Okay, so they're saying within that?
And then the actual title is Schedule of Rates for Electric Service.
So where does this, what I want to know is where does this become, okay. So
it's a regulation, not a law.
It's for residential, commercial, blah, blah, blah. But I don't see anything in here about I don't see anything in here about liability.
The page they sent me, and it doesn't have a whole lot of information on here other than the line items. It has pretty much says that, it starts stating about riots and them keeping up their electric system.
Well, yeah. I think what they're trying to say, hold on. I think what they're speaking to is general negligence. They're saying they didn't do anything negligent, and as long as they can show regular maintenance, they're not responsible for acts of God or weird things. They're, and that's why
that's about what it states.
Yep, that's exactly what they're saying. They're saying, you'd have to show they did something negligent that caused, what did cause the fire? Do we know, like, if it's a varmint or something? See, they aren't responsible.
I wished I could understand exactly what the technician that came out to make it safe said, but it sounded like some of it had to do with ground movement a little bit over the 22 years that we've lived there.
Okay.
And then 2 lines, the insulation was kind of gone.
Okay, they're definitely not going to be responsible. They're not going to be responsible for that if they have a regular system of maintenance. Brian, this falls under the the municipal codes, where the municipalities are not responsible, government immunity, because all they have to show is regular maintenance.
Yep, exactly. There's no way you're going to – I can't imagine being able to go after them for that kind of loss. Now, if their guy was out there and caused a fire –
exactly.
That's different. That would be, more negligent.
Or if someone complained about, like, flickering, or if someone complained about varmints, Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, you're on your own, Rich. This is terrible news. But hey, Merry Christmas.
I just wanted to raise maybe more awareness that people have that responsibility within that box. And, we don't know when they come out and even look at it to make sure it's still safe.
I wonder if a surge protector would have helped. I wonder if a whole house surge.
No, we have that.
What?
We have that.
Wait.
We have a whole house surge protector, and it's still, however it did, it electrified one side of the box and the other side worked, one didn't.
Okay. That's a leg. It's called a leg.
That?
Yeah.
Is there any kind of warranty on that whole house surge protector?
I don't know.
Sometimes there is, by the way. Hold on. Brian has something. Sometimes there is. Who put that in for you?
I would have to look up that documentation.
Look it up, bro. That might be worth it. Look it up. You may have some kind of coverage there.
Maybe.
A lot of these, a lot of them give a dollar amount and everything for any surges that get through.
Right. Well, I will check on that. But I thought another thing that was kind of funny on Xcel's part after they came back, denied any responsibilities, was then they tried to sell me insurance, a cost for each month now that, in case this ever happens again.
What is it called? What kind of insurance?
I don't know, but I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, well, it would have been nice to know about that program maybe even before.
Yeah, it reminds me of some gangsters in New York used to come in and say, hey, you got to pay for protection. They said, protection from what? From me.
Right.
Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm serious. It sounds like gangsters. 303-713-TALK. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is happy to give you a market valuation of your home. Now, listen, Frank handles both buying and selling real estate. So if you want to look for something to buy, they have negotiation experts on both sides of the transaction to help it go smoothly. But if you just want information on what your house will sell for, what you'll net, what you can buy, give them a call for free information, 303-920-1622.
Financial health is more than just really the investments. You have to look at tax consequences. You have to think about legacy planning or generational planning or your healthcare options. Those all go together with your financial health.
Join Matt Goolsby for Retire Hour to hear his team in finance, healthcare, estate, and taxes discuss changes in law, strategic planning, and answer listener questions. Submit your questions to be answered live on air at retirehour.com. Retire Hour, Sundays at 8 a.m. right here on KHOW.
Two very critical things in your life. One, health insurance. It's open enrollment. If you go direct to insurance companies, first and foremost, you don't save any money. If you want to go through Integra Insurance, licensed brokers, you don't save by going direct. If you go through Integra, you get their services basically free of charge. Integra Insurance, health insurance, simple and smart. They'll go out and look at everything available and find the best thing for you. They've done it for me for years. That's Integra Insurance. You would do well by calling them first. 303-466-5500. Now, here's something else critical. Estate planning. So many people, they don't do it. They put it off. They put it off. Keelan Park has taken away any objections because here's what they do. They'll talk to you on Zoom, on the phone, in person, whatever you want, about your entire estate. And they'll take notes, and they'll look at everything you have and what your desires are, what your dreams are, what your hopes are for business, for investments, for your heirs. Then they'll put together a plan. Up till this point, it's all complimentary service. Then, when you get the plan, there are prices associated, flat rate that will not change. You get to choose what you want to do, and you'll know the exact price. LawKP.com. I love the way they do their law practice. That's Keel and Park, E's at the end of each name. Keel and Park, 970-818-8198. I guess I won't do any flying today.
Were you planning on going out?
wanted to bring my radio. I want to fly my radio to a repair shop.
Do you have another radio you can use during the flight?
No, my helicopter has all this radio.
Oh, you were gonna take it out and.
No, it's an airplane radio.
Yeah. So you weren't gonna fly the airplane without the radio.
I got the radio.
Oh, okay, you already yanked it out.
To get a radio out of a plane takes one Allen wrench.
Yeah, it just slides out, right? Like a rack component.
But different than a rack component in that many rack components still have to be wired. This tray has the wiring plug built into the tray, so when you put the radio in,
It's already lined up with the
What
rear.
the hell did you do?
That's really cool.
the back of the radio is female.
Good morning. Thanks
Probably.
so much for calling
I think
the Tom
radio's
Martino
female.
Show.
And then you push it into the male pins. And there's usually
I'm really good. How are
anywhere
you?
From 16 to 32 pins.
Holy cow.
Yeah, depending on the componentry of the radio and the functionality, like speakers, headphones, intercom. Some of them have nav associated with it. This doesn't. This is just a communications radio.
What's the rule in landing a helicopter? Like, can you just go to Target?
Was this from
Helicopter?
earlier today? Are you
Well, the
related
rule
to
is,
Betty?
The first rule is it has to be safe, so you can't endanger life or property.
Okay. All right.
The second
What
thing
is your name?
You have to have permission.
Okay.
That's it.
Walter.
Take it to Walmart.
Okay,
if you have
Walter.
Permission from the parking lot owner.
Hang on for me, and we'll get with
That's really
Tom
cool.
as soon as possible, okay?
And it
Hang on.
has to be safe.
Yeah.
Now, some people might put a complaint and say it wasn't safe. You came too close to this or that. I mean, and really and truly, that's a subjective.
Yes, it's past morning, right?
They're also going to say you kicked up the rock with your prop wash and
They could.
beamed me in the eye, and
They
I
could,
need $3 million.
Stop it, Dragon!
There's not a lot of people that are flying their helicopters around, though.
To Walmart.
That's pretty cool.
I take it to friends' houses all the time. Now, in my opinion, if you have permission and it's somebody's backyard and you're right next door to somebody, I'm not sure that would be cool because you're not supposed to disturb other people either. Yeah. So I think permission. There's also some reasonableness. But I take it to people's houses. I take it to Mark's house all the time.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then I take it to some other friends I have that have a few acres.
What kind of fuel does it run on?
Jet.
Good
It's called
afternoon.
Jet A.
Thanks
It's
so much
kerosene,
for calling
basically.
the Tom Martino
Various
Show. How can I help
forms
you?
of kerosene or diesel, excuse me. Various forms of diesel. The more purified it becomes jet.
Have no idea what's going
less
on with your
purified it becomes
connection. You
kerosene.
sound like you're talking through it,
In
too.
between, it's for trucks.
And you just call and a truck shows up wherever you are from the airport.
At an airport, you have to
Yeah, it's called
call for Jet A. It's in a truck with Jet A. And then you tell them what additive you want. There's only one. I don't get the additive.
What's the additive for?
It's an anti.
K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Deputy Bo is in the studio. Deputy Bo is working with Hannah, and we have a follow-up for Hannah. Let's go ahead. Hannah, how are you? Bo, what's going on? This was the red diesel. We had controversy after controversy with people's opinions on whether or not the nozzles are the same size. She said the red diesel nozzle fit. Well, no, she doesn't say that. She said she used the regular unleaded diesel pump and her car was filled with red diesel by mistake, doing damage. People said that could happen if a fuel deliverer delivers to the wrong tank. It would be in the unleaded side. But probably she couldn't put the red diesel pump in her car because diesel pumps have a bigger diameter and don't fit in regular cars. What did you find out, Bo? Is Bo there? I guess not. Is Hannah there? Let's try Hannah. If Hannah's not there.
I'm here.
Okay, Hannah. I guess Bo's not there anymore. So let's just, did Bo look into this for you?
Well, I filed a complaint with the oil, whoever, he told me to file a
State
complaint with
oil
this
and gas
person.
inspector.
State.
Yeah, because if
Yes.
the wrong fuel was put into a tank, it most likely would have residual, and they would investigate.
Right.
So what happened when you put a complaint in?
So I filed a complaint, and they reached out to me, and we were in contact. He actually
Bo is having mic issues. He should be good now.
on Tuesday, and he reached out to me yesterday. We talked for about an hour on his findings. He actually shared screen with me, so
Wow,
he
this
walked me
is
through
really,
it.
and you know what? I love that the state official was so thorough.
Yeah.
They went right out there.
Bo, they did.
Yeah.
And what did they find?
Mike was.
So there were, he took pictures. They found out which pump I was on with my transaction and the camera. So basically I went to the diesel section, which was right off the road where everyone can go get gas. And I sent Bo a picture of the pump I was using.
And
if you look,
I emailed it to you, Tom.
And what did it find, Bo? What did you see?
yeah, what?
Well, this is it. I never seen a pump like this. You have the green. You went to this particular pump, and you got the green handle on the left, which the green handle is specific for diesel only.
Yes.
And then you have these two red handles to the right, which is obviously for red diesel. So, Hannah, we just talked briefly. Did you use the red handle to fill up your car?
I did. So I did use the red.
But hold on. Let me get this straight. And I want to show people this on our stream. I just have to figure out how to download this. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, so here's what I'm getting at. If you do this if you look at this pump, the pump has the green ordinary diesel on the left, and it has two reds on the right. Are both of those reds on the right red diesel?
Correct.
They are.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
what I don't understand is, so you went to that pump, and nowhere on that pump are you able to get unleaded.
You cannot get
And thank you
unleaded.
for admitting that. She was admitting that.
Yeah, I mean-
But here's what I want to know, though. Why did it fit in your tank?
That is a great question because the owner of the gas station actually called me this morning to talk about what happened, and he was super surprised that it fit in my car. And he also said that this happens weekly at that gas station.
But I don't understand it. How?
I
don't
believe,
know.
Tom, I believe these red handles are specifically used for, filling up 5-gallon, 10-gallon gas tanks.
Yeah,
for
but
farm
still,
equipment.
no one can tell me a regulation, but everyone tells me that normally they are not able to take or to go into a regular car.
Right. They can't.
All right.
They shouldn't be able to.
Go ahead, Henry. What did you want to say?
Yeah, I had a question for context. So this red diesel, it's an ultra low sulfur diesel.
Right. It's for farm equipment. It's
It would
non-taxed.
still work in a vehicle though, right?
Not in gasoline vehicle.
I understand that. So it was a gas car.
It would work in a diesel vehicle, but you'd be fined heavily for it because it's not taxed.
Yeah, absolutely. So was her vehicle a gasoline vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
Unleaded.
But so you thought going to that pump, you automatically thought, well, wait a minute, if it's diesel on the left, I must be able to use it on the right. So you are admitting you made a mistake. So technically you're responsible unless they did something wrong. I mean, what did they do wrong? Dimitri, what did you want to
Tom,
say?
You know, if the gas station owner admits that this is something that happens weekly, wouldn't a reasonable person expect him to take certain steps to mitigate the damage that his station is causing to the motoring public?
Okay, I'm going to put this up. I'm putting this up on our YouTube feed.
I think it should be marked.
I'm putting this up on our YouTube.
It should be marked or moved, or the nozzle should be made.
Okay, look at our YouTube feed right now. The left is diesel,
be marked?
but the right doesn't say diesel or unleaded. It just the right just doesn't say anything. It's just two red nozzles.
I think I could have made a mistake like this.
Well, yeah, when I pull up, I always see a left diesel and right unleaded. I always see that. I mean, there should be a sign that says red diesel or something.
Well, especially if it happens weekly.
You know what? I don't think, I'm sorry, I don't even know how the nozzle fit, but there's something wrong with this right now.
I'd argue the fact that it's a bright red freaking handle.
Yeah, I would
Hold
too.
on,
I
wait a
agree
minute.
with that point.
Wait. Just wait a minute. Hold on, Dragon Know-It-All. Let's ask you something. You're saying to me, because it is a red handle, a normal person knows what that means.
No, I wouldn't know what that means, but I definitely question it and going,
I wouldn't question it at all. I would not question it at all.
Especially late at night or something when you're in a hurry.
But if you see the diesel clearly marked on the left, I, for one, would automatically assume that on the right would be the regular fuel. I would.
Well, the gas is always black and the diesel's always green, so what would a red be?
Henry, if I ask 100 people this, wait a minute. If I ask 100 people what's on the left, what's on the right, and show them this picture, I bet you that a good number of them would say unleaded's on the right. They wouldn't say, oh, wait a minute, it's not black, it must be red diesel. I mean, I don't think so. Do you, Henry, if you pulled to that pump, would you know that that red handle is not gasoline?
Well, you know, I'd certainly question it. And I know that there's red.
What does that mean, question it?
Well,
you go inside and say, why is this red?
Well, it says diesel on the pump, too.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it's green. The whole thing is green on the bottom.
No, it only says diesel on the left side.
But look, the whole thing is green. Right here, it would normally be black.
Oh, come on, guys.
The least sophisticated consumer would be confused by this.
I really believe there's some negligence here.
No. Look at where the price is located
ask Hannah what
on the
they
pump.
It says dyed diesel.
It says diesel under every single one
Oh,
of those
it
prices.
does say, hold on. It does say dyed, D-Y-E-D, dyed diesel. It does say that. But, come on, man. Come on.
I think it's an easy mistake to make.
Tom,
but
let's ask Hannah what the gas station owner is going to do for her.
Go ahead, Hannah.
They are going to cover my expenses.
That's good.
That's incredible.
Excellent. And I think that's great. And I think they should, even though it says I would put a big sign up, no unleaded at this pump. Yeah.
The inspector even told me, because after our conversation, I said, well, I get, thank you for all your work, but I guess this is my fault. And he refused to let me say this is your fault. He said this is such, I would even make this mistake. Like,
yep.
It's okay.
But did he mention why? Did he mention anything about the size of the nozzle?
All right, we really got to take a break.
He was very shocked that it fit in my car.
Okay, we have more coming up. I'm sorry, I'm running behind time. We'll come right back. Hang on, Josh. We'll come back to you.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplan today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Burrito.
New problems on your drive out here. If you're northbound
Mr.
I-25
Know-It-All.
heading north of downtown, be aware there is a crash just shy of I-76. They've got the two far right lanes blocked off. Plenty of room to get around it, and traffic's just a little slow past the crash scene, so be careful through there. The rest of the other highways in pretty good shape out here. Everything is rolling up to speed. Now, eastbound I-70 remains closed east of E470 all the way out to Lyman. They've been dealing with blowing snow out that direction. The westbound lanes of I-70 are open out there. Denver weather for today, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. The snow showers tapering off, high of 37. It's 32 now. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Wendy's breakfast burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
You know, I love talking to Joe Cano, a certified financial planner. And as a financial planner, he has a fiduciary responsibility to his clients. And if you're an older client, if you have a lump sum of money somewhere and you want the security and guarantees of an annuity, he has about 50 fixed indexed annuities he can recommend depending on your circumstances. We know and trust Joe. You can too. In fact, my financial company is working with Joe for good clients that qualify for annuities. And he's working with us too for people who need investment advice. That's really a great company. And it's mymoneymyway.com, Joe Cano, mymoneymyway.com, 303-779-6600.
Thank you for calling, Hannah. Really appreciate your input on this.
Yeah, man, that's great. I'm going to take it off now.
Okay. Thanks so much. Bye. Get a new phone.
Hey, Kachina, what's your pronoun?
Bitch.
Bitch. Did you say bitch? Track. Oh.
Her pronoun is 5'0" or 5'1" and cute.
Stop it. Just want to go home to my dog.
See?
Oh, goodness gracious me, oh my. Kiss the girls and make them cry.
If we wanted to have
Hey, Tom?
Yes, sir?
Did you see the message yesterday? I tried to
Probably
tell
not
you
forever, but
and
they-
everybody else, all they had to do was check the cameras, and you would have saved so much effort and aggravation by just checking the cameras, but nobody did that.
Doc is right.
The cameras.
At the gas station.
Who said that would
And
have
I sent
Well,
them a-
why didn't the state oil and gas inspector do that?
Do what?
Before Adam went
Check
in
the
with
camera.
her,
Maybe he did. I don't know, but I'm saying.
No, he didn't. He went there.
Yeah, I sent the text to you, to Mark, to Bo.
Doc, I mentioned it to him. The cameras were recorded over. He
Okay,
did.
I think that's absolutely
Okay,
fine.
good.
That's good advice.
Let me give this to Doc again. There.
Oh.
It was a good suggestion. I mentioned it to the inspector.
Let me give that to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave now.
No, I think I have the question of the day. Dragon just said yes. Would you guys
Are you going to be at home tomorrow, Tom?
want?
Yes, sir. Come on over.
I might because
I'm
the
coming
studio
too.
is full, and let's get some hamburgers from the club.
Oh, can we-
I'll see if they'll deliver.
Or we just get pizza again.
Okay, well,
You
we'll
know.
check it out.
Shocker, the Italian guy wants pizza.
Well, we normally get pizza. You know what?
Well, I'm waiting on my pizza. We haven't ordered it yet.
Uh-oh. It's kind of late. I'm going to the gym. It's a bad day for me. Usually you don't come in on a Thursday. You can...
Good afternoon. Thanks so much.
We can
for
order a
calling the
small.
Tom
Do
Martino
you want
Show.
to... Would you eat any?
I can wait. It's no big deal.
No, I'm serious. I can get it.
I'll wait till pizza day on Friday.
Come on tomorrow. So you'll be here. So, Doc, you're coming tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll come over to your place because.
I'm
Susie
hoping
said-
Mark will be out of the snow by then.
Well, yeah, if the studio's not full, I'll come here. But if Sue says the studio is full, I'll come to your place.
That's not the right email.
Which one? Which one?
That's from the 30th.
And then cobblestone.
That's Gale.
Ugh.
That's from the first.
Yep, if you send it to me at help@troubleshooter.com, I will go ahead and forward it to him. But it's not tom@troubleshooter.com. Okay, thanks so much.
Doc, you definitely going over there tomorrow?
Well, it depends. If the studio's full, I'll go there. If the studio's empty, I'll come here. There's this place here.
Hey, would you take Martino's CO detectors with you today if you go over? There's a small box of parts.
Yeah, I'll put it in my car.
That'd be good, so he can get them back installed on his house.
Oh, you got them over there. That would. I forgot about that, Bo. I checked the other day and they weren't there.
Oh, they've been there for over a week and a half.
All right, 10 seconds, guys.
Okay.
Doc will bring him.
Search attorney John Fuller.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We got some comments. Let's go to Josh first. He has a comment on the gas issue. This pump showed diesel on the left, 2 reds on the right. To their defense, it all says diesel in the part where it shows the price, but I don't give a damn what you say. It's kind of confusing. Go ahead, Josh.
There's no way that's confusing. I took a look at that picture. It clearly said diesel, dyed diesel, dyed diesel, and looking at it, there was no selector buttons like you normally see for your fuel grade selection at a normal gas station, and those look like diesel pumps where you have to lift a lever that I have personally never seen on a gasoline pump.
Okay.
So, I mean, those are all red flags that should have been like, probably shouldn't put this in.
Josh, we're talking about a female. I'm just kidding. By the way, my God, can't people take humor anymore? But no, I am talking about people like me. I don't know if I would have noticed that. Maybe I would have. I don't know.
Well, and I know, and trust me, I mean, the first time I ever used one of those diesel pumps, I had to sit there and stare at it for 5 minutes before I realized you have to lift the lever up to get it to actually pump. So, I mean, I'm surprised she was able to figure it out herself because I know I couldn't.
I know that it can be weird. It just can be weird. Okay, but no, right. You did look at the picture. You did look at the picture, and I agree that it's not as clear cut as I thought. John, what do you think?
John's gone.
He's gone. Okay, he probably had the same observation. Look, when you look at that picture, and I'll put it up again later if you want, but I don't know. Or you can go back in the feed, and it clearly shows diesel like a normal diesel thing, the green on the left. And on the right, it shows 2 nozzles that are red. First of all, I've never seen a pump with 2 on one side and 1 on the other, but it has 2 on the right side. And they don't say anything there, but on the readout for pricing, it does say diesel, then it says dyed diesel, and it says dyed diesel. Anyway, it's confusing at best, but the owner, the Fair Play Sinclair, owner is going to pay for it.
Yeah, I think we should give him some kudos.
He has. I'm going to give him my dinger.
Way cool of him.
He's going to pay the whole $2,900 bill.
I'm going to give him my dinger and a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir.
Isn't it great watching people take responsibility?
Yeah, it is good.
Even if they don't need to.
Jennifer, what's going on with you?
Hi. I wanted to ask Jay Brett, we have a concrete tile roof, and apparently I don't know what you call it, but it's that plywood underneath it.
Yeah, it's the decking.
Could stand to be replaced.
Yeah.
Can you ever take off the concrete tile, put down new decking or whatever it's called, and then reuse your tile?
Hey, yeah, so this is Henry Brett's. I'm really familiar with tile roofs, and especially removing tile, it's very difficult, and it's hard not to break it.
But you can salvage a lot of it.
I mean, you can, but it is just as expensive for us or more to tear off tile and redo the OSB.
Oh, really?
It is that difficult. And I did Tom's ventilation, and we were pulling those tiles apart. it was so hard not to break them because they're adhered down.
So if
on
you're
the
doing
ridge.
a whole roof, you're saying the difference between replacing it with the same tile and putting new tile, because of the labor, it's about the same price.
Exactly. And we did a big complex. This was a 74 unit, 20 buildings, and these things were fastened incorrectly. The tiles were absolutely fine. We redid every single one of those tiles. I understand exactly what you're saying. It might just be that OSB, that wood, but it is extremely difficult to go in, remove all of that, and then install it again without.
In other words,
breaking
you'll
it.
pay more in labor, Jennifer.
Okay.
It's a tough situation.
How big is your roof?
Well, I think the house is 2,700 square feet.
Yeah. And are you concerned about matching the tile? Is that one of your concerns?
Well, I'm sure the HOA would have something to say about that, so they would have to be a pretty good match unless the back was different.
Yeah,
from the
I got to
front.
take this break, though. But Jennifer, he's saying it's not worth trying to salvage him. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
I'm telling you.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
New problems on your drive out here. If you're northbound I-25 heading north of downtown, be aware there is a crash just shy of I-76. They've got the two far right lanes blocked off. Plenty of room to get around it, and traffic's just a little slow past the crash scene, so be careful through there. The rest of the other highways in pretty good shape out here. Everything is rolling up to speed. Now, eastbound I-70 remains closed east of E-470 all the way out to Lyman. They've been dealing with blowing snow out that direction. The westbound lanes of I-70 are open out there. Denver weather for today, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. The snow showers tapering off, high of 37. It's 32 now. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, if you are looking for a real estate investment and you want to be a landlord, Vestera Turnkey offers a strategy. Let me explain this very carefully. These are not pooled investments. You're not in a group. What you are is an owner of a rental property, and you get set up by Vestera when to buy, when to sell. They also have management companies that help through the entire process. So it's without the normal risk, without the normal hassles, and he has shown his owners how to make 30 to 50% returns and doubling money in 2 years. That's Vestera Turnkey. Find out more at the webinar December 7th. Sign up right here. MyBiggestReturn.com. Joe Lazar is a criminal defense attorney. What do I mean by that? Well, you're accused of a crime. You need an attorney. Now, here's the deal. Don't ever try to find an attorney under pressure. You don't make good decisions. I've checked out Joe Lazara for the past 30 years, and I know him. Lazzara, Joe Lazara. Call him. If you're faced with a DUI or any other crime or charge, call him. And he does flat rate pricing after he gives you free initial consultations. That's Lazara Legal, Joe Lazara. You can find him at referralist.com, 303-429-6200. Double, at least. Or even triple, isn't it? Well, I don't know if you have to redo, if you have to redo the structures. On new construction, I don't know. I would think it's double the cost. It's stupid because you can get composite looks just like it. It's better. Yeah, they're spending way more than they need to on a roof. You could have the same look as that house.
That's what I want.
That house is beautiful. God damn, it's one of the most beautiful homes. I don't want anything. Very expensive. And it's not really sheet, it's standing seam. They don't do sheet. You would never do sheet. You can do copper roof. So I had a copper roof one time. No, it wasn't that kind of copper. I had a copper roof that was really cool. In fact, you guys put it on. You guys did it. You did it at my house. Your dad did it, and I'll tell you what it was. It was the first of its kind. He didn't supply the material. I did. Because, I got it from a company that wanted to promote it, and it was the most amazing thing. It was an asphalt shingle coated with copper. You thought it was copper, so it had scalloped, right? And so then, but here's the problem. Once you put it on, it takes years to patina. And that you don't want. So what we had to do was acid wash it to accelerate the patina to that beautiful green. Otherwise it goes black, it goes white, black, different weird ugly colors, then green. But that takes like 100 years. Copper, if you sealed it, but it wouldn't be worth it. Everything in the world's going to change that color.
Yep.
So you don't keep it that color. If you want to keep it that color, you do fake. But if you want to do real copper, you patina it artificially. But here's how stupid I was, because it was the first time. So Xcel did a beautiful job with installation. So when I went to patina it, Xcel didn't do it, I don't think. I had a people.
Probably at the 45.
All the gutters rotted because we patinaed it, and the rain, I had to redo all the gutters. So the way to do it is to patina before the gutters, but then you got to worry about your house siding. So you have to do it before you do siding. I mean, it's such a hassle, but it's a beautiful roof.
Need to get home to my dog.
So rare, though. The solo cups are in the closet there.
She needs me.
I got a Zoom call. Oh, man.
10 seconds here, Tom.
Yeah.
Karma, ladies and gentlemen. On Denver's talk station.
Proud to say I voted for Trump. We're thankful. And this is just a wonderful day.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Wrapping up another hour right here in a minute here. But we do have plenty to talk about. So give us a call. We have another hour to go. And I want to take, let's see. Calls are being racked right now. So give us a call, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We'll get you right on. Right now, I want to do a follow-up with Deputy D. Deputy D, talk to me.
Hey, Tom. So a few minutes ago, I got off the phone with Bridget, who called us a few days ago about a deal she made with Arapahoe Hyundai.
What was that deal?
She and her son leased, she was a co-signer on her son's lease of an automobile. And Arapahoe Hyundai started immediately calling her to come back and redo the deal.
Yeah, they said that we have to sign something new, and I call that the dealer callback. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have to go back. What happened there?
Yeah, so she just called me again a few minutes ago, and she said that she called Arapahoe Hyundai. She talked to the GM to find out where that stands right now. Do they want the car back? Do they want to redo the deal? And she happened to mention that she's been talking with us, and he said, "Oh, you don't need to come back. Everything is fine. The deal is done.
They just kept it the way it is.
They just kept it.
Wow.
Said, have a nice life."
All right, now we'll do more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. I love that. 713-8255. Wow, that's really good.
First name.
That's really good.
Yeah. All right. Hang on for me, and he'll be right with you, okay?
They just said...
It was a yo-yo deal.
Yeah, they were just trying to get more.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that California and Colorado, if this was next year, would have had their electorals would go to Trump because they're part of the popular vote initiative. Did you know that?
Yeah, but don't they have to add some more states? Don't they have to build up this coalition?
I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
Why don't you? Well, you don't have AI, so.
Tom, I think they said it has to be if there are 34 states, Colorado will agree to it.
What's that? What did he say?
The bill says that if 34 states, which is how many you need to change the Constitution with an amendment, if 34 states go along with it, Colorado will go along with it.
How many are there now?
I don't know. I just know what the cutoff was. I believe that's what it is, because that's 3/4 of the states in order to get an amendment to the Constitution. I'll look it up. Let me find out how many there are.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
How many states? It says that right now, 17 states.
Oh, so they're not even close. This is never going to happen.
Of course, the first two were California and Colorado.
You know, it's like what's his name in Mini-Me.
I know.
Denver was only 19% for Trump.
And that surprises you?
I was surprised it was that much.
But he made some amazing gains in areas that.
What was that guy's name with? What was the character's name that had a mini-me?
I couldn't think of it.
What was his name?
Dr. Evil?
Well, yeah, it was Dr.
Talking about Dr.
Both said it was Dr. Evil.
Was it really?
$1 million.
Oh, that was Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I want $1
Right.
million.
I didn't know that was.
That was a good movie. He made 2 of them, I think.
So there was something on CNN yesterday where they showed a map of the country with every county in which Kamala Harris got more votes than Biden did.
What do you mean?
Well, they county by county, they compared how many votes Kamala got compared to how many votes Biden got in 2020.
She way underperformed, right?
It was 0. Absolutely 0.
Doc, do you think she's drunk during the day?
Do I think she's what?
Do you think she's drinking during the day?
No.
Really?
I think she's just a low IQ functioning individual.
Oh.
You know, if you see her when she tries to extemporaneously talk, she can't do it. And she has that laugh which covers up, and it's such a sign of insecurity.
Yeah.
You know, she laughs because she's nervous.
Doc, I heard you wanted her to win.
Right. And she laughs because she's insecure, you know, because she knows she's way above her job level.
Yeah. That's pretty tragic. That's got to be a difficult life. The anxiety she must feel every day must be crippling.
Well, she could have avoided it by not running for president. And I think, you know, another...
Yeah, but if the current president says, hey, I really think you should be the next president, you're going to sit there and go, nah.
Well, you know, you might, because you don't want to face the embarrassment of confronting your inadequacies. You know, when they asked me to do it, I knew I couldn't win, so I just said no. But what I think is really interesting is I think that other Republican candidates probably would have lost to Kamala, and any other Democrat would have lost to Trump. I mean,
no question.
We really had, I think, a lot of anti-Trump votes and a lot of anti-Kamala votes, rather than pro-Trump or pro-Kamala.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
I mean, I'm really worried because next week I'm having dinner with my son, who's already I'm not sure what his mental state's going to be because he was so vested in the fact that Trump could not be elected.
Oh, is he planning to move to Canada?
I'll tell you what, he's planning on not having. He and his wife were thinking about, having a baby, and I guarantee you, I'll tell you next week, but I guarantee you that he will not consider having a child while Trump is president.
Whoa. Jeez, Doc.
But I mean, we get along because he thinks I'm a moderate as compared to his mom, who's a really strong right-wing conspiracy theorist. I don't know what happened to her, but she's gone off the deep end on the right.
Women are crazy, aren't they, Kelly?
What's her best conspiracy theory?
Oh, there's so many she has about the COVID virus and doctors being, canceled and not allowed to speak on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, Doc, hate to break it to you, but some conspiracy theories are correct.
I know. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean somebody isn't out to get you. No, I'm not saying she's right or wrong. You just asked me what one of us was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, it's always nice to hear those.
What, the conspiracy theories?
Oh, yeah, I love conspiracy theories.
She was once on with me and her on Tom's show back in the 80s talking about managed care because she knew she was really exceptional woman and helped my practice immensely. She knew all the ins and outs of stuff that I never had to deal with because she was there to deal with it. And I could just do my job and see my patients.
Doc, there's a growing body of evidence that suggests that Fauci's real job was actually funding and running and managing bioweapons research.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm. And it's a growing body of evidence.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
All right, 10 seconds here, guys.
Nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-8255. We're here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, to make your life a little easier. And Dan McKenzie is an estate planning attorney that I hope you avail yourself of. He's a great guy. He's a small enough firm to give you personal attention, big enough to get everything done you need. He's very creative with his estate planning, and he can do offshore trusts as well, regular trusts, irrevocable trusts. Really, you want to talk to him. 833-CO-PLANS. 833-CO-PLANS. That's Dan McKenzie. You can also reach him at coplans.co. McKenzie Law. Okay, back to the phones, and let's talk to Hugh. Hey, Hugh, what's happening with Hugh? Hugh?
Oh, that was it.
I know. You've never heard that before, have you, Hugh?
Never, not once.
Yeah. So what's going on, man?
Hey, I got a question for you. So we live in a house that it's called a groundwater well. It's only like a 40-foot deep well. We have super hard water. And so I've tried everything, I finally decided I'm going to need to break down and put in a water system. But I'm on a septic as well, and I'm really worried about running that brine down the septic and out to the leach field. And I know you had the Water Pro guy on. I was just sort of curious what your guys' opinions were on that.
Let me get him on and ask him. Let me ask him.
Okay.
I don't think you have a big problem with it. I will tell you this. You will not find a better system anywhere for the price. And do not Why are we getting that? Now I'm getting an echo. Is that his headset? Yeah, that could be Hugh. Put Hugh on hold for a second. Now, see, it went away. Yeah, it's Hugh. Somehow your phone was echoing back. But here's what it is. Let me just explain this to you, Hugh. The water softener, do not fall for halo, okay? Because they're going to tell, all halo is a bunch of magnets, and they're going to tell you that it aligns the water, will soften the water, will help the water. Please don't do that. It's very expensive. There will be no brine. You're right. There will be no rinsing because they don't do anything. Now, scientifically, they just don't change the chemistry of the water. Now, what they tell you is they change the molecular alignment. Please, we have done time and time again, have gone out for damage that hard water did after halo. That's my opinion based on what I've seen. So let's get Paul the Waterman on to answer this question because I believe it's a good question. Now I have a question for Henry. Henry is with Xcel Roofing, and I have a text. They want to know about composite roofing. They say, I hear you can get composite roofing that looks like tile, that looks like slate, that even looks like asphalt. I mean, what is it all the same material? When they say composite, what do they mean? And that is a good question, actually. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So composite is going to be referencing those kind of synthetic plastic kind of
They're
roofs.
not all the same. You have different composites, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And some of them, they'll be like, I mean, F-Wave would fit into that category. That's a really hail-resistant roof. They try to say it's hail-proof.
And what does it look like when it's on, F-Wave?
It looks a lot like a shingle.
Yeah, like a normal asphalt roof.
Like I said, there's different types of composite. And
right,
so
no, I get it.
You can do like a plastic Da Vinci that's going to look like a slate roof. You can do different types of Da Vinci that look like a rounded tile roof. And so there's a lot of different options. It's really good when you want to upgrade from asphalt to something like a tile roof, but you don't have a structural engineer, so you can't bear that weight. Right.
Well, yeah. I think it's silly to do real stuff now when you have composites.
Well, it's arguable between tile and like a composite tile or something like that. When you're talking slate, natural slate is very expensive, right? And so going towards a composite or a synthetic slate is a way better option.
Plus, slate's more breakable.
Yeah, it's brittle. It could sustain some hail damage compared to like a Da Vinci slate.
Okay, so what are you saying? If you want a slate look, you go with a composite.
Absolutely. We really like composites.
And what is the most, right now on the market, the most hail-resistant roof?
The most hail-resistant roof is going to be EuroShield. It's a rubber-based roof, right? And so it's going to be very, very hail-resistant. It's somewhat new to the market. We've installed a couple of them. They have some issues here and there. F-Wave came up before, and that sometimes buckles, right, if it's not installed according to their specs, or it can have defects that
you
cause
like
the same
EuroShield?
things. Yeah, EuroShield is great. Like I said, though, these products, they come to market, and then a little while down the road, sometimes we find issues with them.
All right. Okay, let's go to Paul the Waterman. Paul Dowding. He's with waterpros.net. I always sing their praises. Now, he was on a well. He's got extremely hard water, and he wants to put on a water softening for the whole house. But, Paul, he's concerned about the brine rinse that they do of the filter media. And, of course, that's what they use it for. People mistakenly think they put salt in the drinking water. They do not. The salt is used to rinse out the media, the filters. So would that do damage? He's on a septic as well. So he's on septic and well. So what effect do your softeners have for his septic?
So the water softeners, it's an ion exchange. It's a chemical exchange process. So you're never putting raw sodium chloride in a septic system. So
but hold on. But when you rinse the media, where does that water go?
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay.
So hardness is calcium carbonate, and then sodium chloride is the detergent. So the ion exchange process means the calcium and the chloride go down the drain. That's not a salt. The byproduct, which comes out of the tap water, is sodium carbonate, which is baking soda. That's not aggressive salt. However, Tom, if he's on well water, he's really going to want to think about doing a dual tank softener, because remember this, single tank water softeners have no choice but to use the same dirty water in backwashing. So in city water, you can set them up really efficient. But if he's got really extreme water, hard water and well water, he's going to want a dual tank system, because then a dual tank system alternates tanks, so he always has clean water, but it takes clean water from one tank to back flush the other tank. So it uses less water and less salt that way. And then he's assured to always have 100% soft water. Remember the folks up in Golden that had that heating system that they tried the Halo and it didn't work? We had
No, in fact, hold on. It ruined their boiler.
That's right. It ruined it. Exactly. So a dual tank system, a dual tank softener is the secret when you have extreme hard water, because what will happen is that if you've got a single tank system and the water is extremely hard, eventually that single tank softener gets overrun and you'll get hard water bleed through no matter what you do.
Because you're using hard water to rinse the media.
Correct. That's it. That's absolutely correct. See, city water, you can get away with it because the water hardness
is not bad.
Average, right. It's, up to 20 grains, we can still operate efficiently. But if you're above 20 grains, you're getting close to 30 to 50 grains per gallon. No way a single tank system is going to work.
And do you know how many grains you have, Hugh, of hardness? Hugh? Is he on?
Did you catch that?
How many grains of hardness is your water, do you know?
I think it's around 90.
Yeah, see, a dual tank softener, Hugh, a single tank won't work. They're gonna there's not enough soldiers in the fight. Now keep in mind, Hugh, you don't want to do a super size system like a 60,000 grain, because you're not going to have enough water flow from a well water system to flush that unit properly.
Okay.
So flow rate, so you want a dual tank, 32,000 grain per unit. That'll work well. But you need a dual tank so you can, alternate accordingly. And then what'll happen is you're going to want to, how old's the well?
Oh gosh, 20 years.
All right. So you'll be all right. If it's brand new wells can take up to a year to settle. But if you're just dealing with 90 grains, if you're dealing with 90 grains of hardness, you're definitely going to want a dual tank system to even give it a shot.
All right, I want to clarify something though, and you can put Hugh back on hold because he has that feedback issue. I want to clarify something. The stuff coming out of the wash, when you rinse the filters and you use that combination of sodium chloride and whatever, what goes down the drain?
Down the drain is sodium bicarbonate, it's baking soda.
Okay. Because the two of those elements make baking soda.
Right, so it's an ion exchange. So remember, if you write calcium carbonate on one side and then you write sodium chloride on the other, right? The calcium chloride go down the drain. The sodium carbonate comes out of the faucet. That's the ion exchange. But Hugh's got a bigger problem, Tom. His TDS, his water's not safe to drink. If you're at 90...
No, I get it. So, Paul, I'm sorry for being so ignorant. So going down the drain is a salty water. Is that right?
Okay. Sodium carbonate is baking soda.
Okay.
So so that's not salt. Going down the drain is calcium chloride.
Okay.
That's not a salt.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. So you're not really overloading your septic system with anything that will harm it.
No, not at all. That's exactly correct. It's really technical.
Yeah.
But what people forget of the ion exchange process, this is where, you're separating the molecule.
Right.
Calcium is attached, right? And so, the calcium chloride. Right, remember, calcium and the chloride go down the drain. That's not a salt substance that's going to kill the bacteria or erode the concrete if it's a concrete septic. Won't happen.
Okay.
But with the water this hard, it's unsafe to drink because its total dissolved solids level is close to 1,500. That's 3 times the safe limit.
I get it.
The EPA states. Yeah.
Now, so you would recommend, though, if he does a softener, that for drinking water, he would want to use something else, right?
You need to reverse osmosis, you bet.
Yeah. So that combination would be a little more expensive than your special if you're dealing with dual tank, right?
Correct. But here's the other thing too. Well, remember the byproduct is sodium carbonate, which is baking soda. At 1500 TDS, even with the water softener, he's going to get white powder by his faucets and fixtures because it's the baking soda is going to basically, come out of solution. When you're dealing with
No, I get it. So tell me this. What would, if he combined drinking water with that system, what would that combination on a very hard well cost?
About $4,400.
Well, that's not terrible.
No, it's $4,400 is what he's looking at.
Hey, Hugh, this to me that's amazing. Really, I mean the regular ones are $31.95 with his special right now. So that you ought to give him a call. It's 303-862-5554. 303-862-5554. And that's waterpros.net.
You know, the big wireless companies want you to overpay for data that you don't need, but you don't have to settle for that with Pure Talk. Well, you get to choose how much data that you actually want. And for $25 a month, you'll get unlimited talk, unlimited text. You're going to get mobile hotspot, 5 gigs of data. Go with Pure Talk, and you get to choose how much data you actually want. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and if you do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month from Pure Talk.
Now let's talk about John Fuller. He's a personal injury attorney. And if you're in an accident, you absolutely, positively need information so you don't lose your rights, you don't sit on your rights, and you don't get taken advantage of by the other party or by even your own insurance company. John Fuller will talk to you free of charge, no consultation fee. Call Fuller.com. That's the website to remind you to call him, and you'll find information there. Call Fuller.com, and his number is 303-495, now 4500. That's, 303-597-4500. John Fuller, 303-597-4500. Call Fuller.com. Now let's talk about Sheridan Auto Tech. If you need a pre-buy inspection on a used car, they do it for $120. You don't do better than that. My God, do they thoroughly check a used car out. Of course, after you get that car, whether it's new or used, they'll do your maintenance and service. Yes, even on new cars, they can do it and keep the records to keep your warranty alive. 303-455-7242. That's SheridanAutotech.com. Honesty, integrity, longevity, knowledge, everything you want in a car repair and maintenance facility on Colfax west of Wadsworth, 303-455-7242.
Yo.
What?
Sure, yeah. Always. A thrill a minute.
Hello there, B. It's Bo from the.
B, it's Bo. Did he say B, it's Bo?
Bo.
B, it's Bo.
B. This is B, right?
B, this is Bo.
Oh, this is Bo, not Marty.
B, this is Bo.
It's Bo. B, it's Bo.
So B.
B, Bo. B, Bo.
I'll be really quick. I'm going to be coming over there Saturday morning to pick up that sewing.
Bebo.
The reason I'm going to pick it up, well, sure, that's why I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up so I'm going to take it to the shop in Arvada to get it repaired for you.
That is so nice of him to do that. Yeah, he's so nice.
Well, we're going to go to the guy that is from
Mark is doing it for her.
So, yeah, I got to pick it up to get it fixed.
All right, you got this?
No.
I'll call you after the show, but I'm going to come over
terrified.
Saturday if you still want us to do it. All right? Thanks.
Damn it.
Okay, then we'll talk.
She doesn't want her machine done.
Okay.
Screw you.
Let's talk about it.
Screw you.
Well, yeah, you're the one that called.
Yeah, you're the one that called us.
Okay, well, sure, ma'am. Okay, so, ma'am, let me tell you what.
Go to hell, lady.
Okay, then.
Go to hell.
Okay.
Can you say that?
Okay.
I don't think he can hear you. He doesn't have his headphones on.
Son of a
Okay,
bitch.
well, then I can't repair it unless we remove it because
dog
I'm not a
had
repairman.
surgery yesterday,
So I can't fix it unless. Okay.
10 seconds here, Tommy.
that I'm
Okay.
not even.
Trajan Wealth,
Man, I
your
wanna talk
trusted
about a
local
biddy.
fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. All right, listen. I've been telling you this, so I'm just going to repeat it. It's not a big deal, but it is something that you need to know about. In the registered investment industry, where you go to an RIA, a registered investment advisor, you're probably about 98 to 99% of the time involved in something called TAMP, Turnkey Asset Management Programs. This is where advisors sign on to be advisors with a giant firm. And what they do is they take your money when you invest it. And I'm not saying they're bad guys. And they shake your hand and they do a questionnaire and they take your money and put it with Schwab. And then this giant investment advisor does all of the investing and all of the babysitting. And these guys that you think are your advisors sit there and collect a commission. That's honest to God, the industry. And they all, you just ask them, are you part of the TAMP program? The Turnkey Asset Management Program, where you are letting a bigger advisor manage all my money. Now, if you don't mind that, that's okay, but don't make the illusion of thinking that this middleman is your advisor. You're most likely going to pay more fees because of it, and you're not going to get personalized attention. That's just a fact of life, okay? Now, again, I don't want to put anybody down. What I am going to tell you is my company, I started on purpose because of this 6 years ago for me. And I started it just for me. I hired advisors just for me and started gaining wealth because of it. And I decided I need to let other people know about it. So we, of course, retained legal counsel and did everything it took to become registered with the State Securities Commission. And that's what we did. So right now, all I'm saying is this. If you want someone to work side by side with you with every dollar they have invested along with you, then you're going to find very few of those people. And I'm one of them. That's just the way it is. Wave8wealthmanagement.com, the number 8. Now that's a mouthful, so you can just go investwithmartino.com. It goes to the same place. We have had tremendous results with people. They're very happy with this level of service and babysitting and compliance and reporting. all of it. That's my pledge to you. Personalized, and I work with many professionals, but we don't outsource anything. In fact, we're working with Vestera Turnkey, Vestera, if you want to be part of that real estate thing, but you don't want to put in the minimum investment, we are going to do that. If you want to do annuities, we can do that. And we're doing it with our partners. So we can handle it for you. And I want you to know, 100%, I've been here 45 years, 100% of my money, my investable money is with this company. There are people who do it for themselves. You're never going to satisfy them. There are people like literally babysit their investments each and every day. If you can do that and you have the knowledge and know-how, you can do that. There are people that invest in their own businesses and they keep their money tied up there. Of course, you can't do that. Then you have those who depend on other professionals. We want to be that professional. It's that simple. I've earned your trust over 45 years, and I can tell you, I am putting my money where my mouth is. And the number is 303-771-HELP, 303-771-4357. I feel strongly about this because I learned the hard way. Again, you know, even with success, I wanted to know why I'm in something, why I'm not in something. Can I do better? So you should get a free look no matter what. And I promise you, if you're doing well, you're doing well. More power to you. It's like the investment checkup, like Compass does the insurance checkup. And speaking of checkup, so that's 303-771-HELP, 771-4357, or investwithmartino.com. Only a fool wouldn't want to at least look at what they have, right? At least. Just look at it. Now, also, when it comes to roofing and inspections, somebody wants to know, what if they don't know if they need a roof, Henry? With xcelroofing.com, what if they don't know? Do you do free inspections on a roof if they suspect damage or repairs are needed?
Yeah, we absolutely do free, honest inspections. There's a lot of
that's important.
It is so important.
How does it work?
So our inspections, we don't want to push a consumer to make any decision that, you know, that it's not in their best interest.
Of course not.
Because if they file a claim and they don't have damage, it goes on their record. So we want to go out and make sure that we really give a truthful evaluation of whether or not they have hail damage or any kind of damage. And from then, they can go file an insurance claim or make any necessary repairs.
You said something important that Compass Insurance always says, our insurance experts for casualty and home and car and all that. If you call your insurance company, just call them and say, we had a hailstorm in our neighborhood. We don't want to file a claim. We just want to know if we have damage. And then you never do anything else, ever. Let's say you don't call back to schedule the adjuster. You don't put in a claim. That phone call, I swear to God, counts against you, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, when people call Xcel Roofing, sometimes we'll go out there and we won't find damage. And sometimes people will be a little upset that they can't get a new roof. But we are not going to push people towards raising their rates.
Right. Because if they called an insurance adjuster, okay, so I said, even if you didn't make an appointment with an insurance adjuster, the call counts against you. So now let's say the adjuster comes out and finds no damage. It counts against you.
Absolutely.
Now let's say they find damage under your deductible and you pay for 100% of it. It counts against you. So in all three cases, it's considered a claim. I swear it is the most unbelievable actuarial information they use against you. It is crazy, but that's what they do. Yep, that's what they do. Anyway, so always call people who can come out and look at it first, but don't ever accept a contract or an estimate that doesn't outline 100% of each detail, the materials, the labor, the incidentals. Go ahead.
So the largest thing that really sets us apart, and we get this call from customers, is we didn't have enough damage or we didn't have a large enough project for other companies. We want to come out and service each homeowner with their individual needs. Just because you have a minor detail that needs to be fixed, we will be attentive.
Okay. Even if it's small.
Even if it's small.
Now, here's the other thing. So, only get a roofer who first and foremost will look at the roof and inspect it without you signing anything. That's number one. Okay? So then number two, the resulting report should be handed to you. No meeting with the adjuster, handed to you. And 100% of all details should be disclosed. That is how much, what are the materials, what are the incidentals, and what is the labor. Okay, so now you got nothing signed and a detailed, specified contract. Number three, not one penny should you pay at that time. Not one penny. Not one penny.
That is so important, Tom.
If they want it, walk away. Those are the three primary things I want. Now, after that, when they come and start the work or they deliver material, you may decide with the roofer, this is up to you, if you want to pay as you go. But I still recommend no. I recommend what Xcel does. 100% is paid at the end when you're done. So those are the ways to absolutely, positively protect yourself in a roofing contract. 100% positively protect yourself in a roofing contract. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. There's just no two ways about it, baby. No two ways about it.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Back to calm driving throughout the Denver metro after a wintry morning. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town as well as down south to Colorado Springs where things were even snowier than up north to the Denver metro. Heading east of town, I-70 eastbound remains closed between E-470 and the Kansas state line for blowing snow and icy roads. Back to town once again and on the south end, I-225 north and southbound, no complaints through Aurora and the Denver Tech Center. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, scattered snow showers, high 37 today, overnight low of 25. Snow continues into tomorrow with a high of 38. The current temperature in Denver is 34 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details while supplies last.
So you just heard me talking about Vestera Turnkey. That is a program that I highly recommend if you want to become a landlord and you want to do it without the conventional risks and hassles. Esteemed real estate broker Barry Miller put together the program, okay? And you can learn out more about it in his webinar, December 7th, mybiggestreturn.com, mybiggestreturn.com. Again, what he does is he takes your money, he helps you, well, he doesn't take your money. He allows you to invest that money in a home. He doesn't take anything except commissions, normal commissions for buying and selling, and everything else he passes on to you like the management. No upcharging, no secret fees. You get to make 30 to 80% on your money. Find out more. That's 303-888-3788, 888-3788, or mybiggestreturn.com. Now, you're going to be entering a time of year. See how cold it got, right? You can have a frozen pipe. You can have some water damage from snow melting. You can have a fire, a flood. You can have unattended death. Unfortunately, there's all kinds of things that go on. This time of year is a high time of year for property catastrophe. Please get the honest people that have the knowledge, know-how, insurance, and bonding to get the job done right, the EPA certifications. They know dangerous substances. They know how to mitigate, how to do away with them, and how to rebuild your property to the extent needed. You know what? Your insurance pays for these kinds of claims, but they only pay once. And so many people hire the worst company first. And guess what happens? They run out of insurance money. You got to hire the right company first. And that right company is American Restoration 24/7. American Restoration 24/7. Write it down. Here's the number, 8337-AM-REST. 8337-AM-REST. Or online, amrest247.com. Bam. And that's how it's done. Bam. Bam. That's how it's done. Bam.
So the case of Christine, the HOA president, who's criminally charged for removing lantern a few days ago.
Yes.
So she wants me to contact the city and the attorney, the prosecuting attorney, to try to get the charges dismissed. I don't think we get involved in criminal cases.
She wants to get the charges dismissed? Well, I mean, no, we can't. I mean, she needs an attorney.
She has one. She has a criminal defense attorney.
Okay. It's not Joe?
No, it's
All right. I'll see you Monday, if not tomorrow.
Yeah, take that box if you want to.
I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check in tomorrow. Maybe I'll come in here.
Thanks for that slot, Tom. That slot was great. Thank you.
Oh, it's really good. It's true. It's 100. I'm going to post it.
We'll have some good crackers for you Monday, Doc.
All right.
Why did Steven Seagal leave the country and go to Russia? What the fuck is that all about? Do you know who he is? I love his movies and shit.
Who's Steven Seagal?
I loved him in the past. Yeah, he's an asshole. I mean, he dresses like a monk.
Yeah.
Like Rasputin, and that's because he's so big and fat. And then he
really did get big and fat, from when he first started.
And then he goes around the Kremlin. He lives over there in Russia like a king. I don't even understand it.
Ten seconds here, Tom.
That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Auto accident? Get the right lawyer on your side. Search for Attorney John Fuller. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Still time for calls if you want to get right through and talk to us. Any follow-ups from Deputy Doc or Deputy Bo? Any other follow-ups, sirs?
Not right now. Deputy Bo has left the building.
Okay, so Deputy Doc, you're not working on anything now?
I'm working on some stuff. I'm trying to get a hold of an ADA attorney because remember we had that lady who's having problems with access to her apartment, and the research I did was that if it was built before 1991, some statutes may not apply. So I'm trying to get.
You mean for she want to get her place redone for a wheelchair?
Right. And so, what I looked up was that if the building was built prior to 1991, certain things don't have to be done. But I'm trying to find an attorney that I can talk to and see if there are exceptions or if there's anything we can do to force them to do it. But we'll let you know the outcome of that.
All right, thank you. And Dimitri, Deputy D, do you have anything going on?
Yeah, a very disappointing case with Cobblestone Car Wash.
This is not only disappointing, but I think they suck.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Let's talk about that, bro.
Well, you may recall that a few days ago, a gentleman out of Lakewood named Gail called us because his car was damaged in May, I believe.
Now, it was damaged by this cobblestone car wash at Wadsworth and Jewel. Go ahead.
Yeah, 1975.
He
South
said it went on a
Webster.
conveyor, and it was put into neutral, and the belt pulled him too close to a brush.
Well, we don't know if it was the belt or the brush got too close, but we do know, based on what he said, there was an impact against this car, and it damaged one of his side view mirrors. Cost him about $500 to replace the mirror, and then to add insult to injury, even though he told them to immediately cancel his membership, they kept charging him for 3 more months of membership.
Wait.
at the
They
car.
told him to cancel? They kicked him out?
No, he told them to cancel. And to add this insult to injury, they kept charging him for 3 more months until he finally had his bank stop payments on these charges. And despite my best efforts to reach them, I called a couple of times, I texted twice, I emailed.
Is this is this a chain, the Cobblestone?
Yeah, they're based out of Arizona, and they have multiple locations here in the metro area. But here's the only response that they sent me. Dear Dimitri, at Cobblestone Car Wash, we're dedicated to maintaining the highest standards of customer satisfaction, quality, and safety. We take all customer concerns seriously, as well as we do our Better Business Bureau rating.
I call that a shine-on.
Oh, it's total crap. I'm sorry about my language.
A shine-on response.
Yeah, and we prioritize addressing any issues that may arise at our locations. However, they did not address these issues with me or with the consumer himself.
They take it seriously.
Oh yeah, you can see how seriously
But they never
take
responded to him.
So this is going to court. Gail is going to file.
Did he find a registered agent?
Yeah, he and I searched.
Oh, really?
We did finally find one. It wasn't easy. So we did find a record of a company called Cobblestone Denver Opco LLC, and I assume Opco means operating company. They have another one called Propco, which I assume means property company. But anyway, I did trace the address on that filing at the Secretary of State's office to Cobblestone's headquarters in Arizona. And this company, Cobblestone Denver Opco, has a local registered agent.
Good.
So assuming that's the same company, which it sure looks like it from where I am, Gail is going to file a small claims action, and he's going to keep us apprised of the activity this generates. I think it's going to be fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
But I did do a little more research on the company. There's an enormous number of the same kind of complaints against them, and it looks like
they take them very seriously.
Oh, very seriously.
But they don't do anything about them. They just take them seriously.
The surprising part was that 2 Denver news TV stations also did stories on what looks to me like carbon copy complaints. So I personally would not go to Cobblestone to get my car washed.
No.
I had one about 2 years ago, Tom.
Yeah?
Same thing.
Cobblestone?
Wait, you mean with us?
Yeah, with you guys.
How did that turn out? Did they get back to you?
Well, I got the same kind of stone wall, and the guy.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was cobblestone, and it wasn't enough damage. The guy didn't want to go through with it, so he just took care of it himself. But it was the same stone wall that you got, Dimitri.
Yeah, if they were the last car wash on earth, I would be driving the dirtiest car you've ever seen.
No, you know what? It really sucks. This is where, by the way, reviews come in very handy. Go online and review them. Now, by the way, also, if you ever do stop by, tell them, I'm not going to use this place. This is the one I heard about on the Martino show. And I'm not going to use them. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
If you're heading north of the downtown area, watch out. I-25 northbound approaching I-76. We've got a crash blocking 2 right lanes. We're not seeing much in the way of delays, but cars are moving slowly around the scene. I-25 north and southbound otherwise moving great through town. We're seeing highway speeds despite the wintry weather. I-70 east and westbound easy driving through town as well, just east of the Denver Metro. I-70 eastbound remains closed between E-470 and the Kansas state border for icy road conditions. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. You woke up to more snow. Scattered snow showers continue throughout the metro area with a high of 37 degrees, overnight low of 25. The current temperature in Denver is 35 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Lowe's knows you want to get more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals every week on holiday decor, tools, and more. Program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details, subject to change.
You know, when I talk about the best, I don't take that term lightly. When I talk about carpet cleaning and the best carpet cleaning, the reason for it is because they're the only ones that use nothing to clean your carpet. There's no soaps, no chemicals, no emulsifiers, no garbage. It's purified, softened water. As you heard from Water Pros, they use that water is the best cleaning agent in nature. Paul the Waterman showed me one time where I could put my finger in this kind of water and it takes super glue off. Now, Zero Res uses this purified water to get out all the pathogens and all the allergens and all the crap from previous cleanings. And then what they do is also ductwork and any kind of tile and grout, upholstery, mattresses. If you need it cleaned, Zero Res can do it with their system of purified water. ZeroResDenver.com. Right now, 3 rooms starting at around $109. And listen to this. Then you get $75 off duct cleaning. But you know what? For any price, it's worth it. Zero Resified is what I call it. Nothing but beautiful carpets left that feel and look new. ZeroResDenver.com. That's R-E-Z. ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150. Bam. 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 Bam.
If you have a great big reaction to it, it wouldn't be as fun. Yeah. Yep.
What's that?
Oh, I was asking Harry. You must deal with insurance.
Do you got your watch?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's yours, Henry?
Yeah.
Why do you guys take watches off?
They bang on this.
Oh, thank you.
10 seconds here, Tom.
Yes, sir. How much time?
Bask in Donald Trump's victory and what it means for America. Will Republicans clinch control of the House to go along with the Senate? We'll find out at 2, maybe, on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. How about this text? I think it's tongue-in-cheek. I'm driving a truck in the Ukraine. He's listening to me and wants to leave the war. Can you Apple pay me $500 so I can move to Aurora, Colorado? I'm fighting the war, so I need to duck out real soon. Where is Mark? He's a real humanitarian. Okay, gotcha. By the way, they're saying that because I supposedly got an email from a Ukrainian soldier who found a bundle of U.S. cash and wants me to take it. So that's going on there, and she wants to meet me in London. Now, that part's scary. The fact that London, what do you think would happen if I showed up there? Would I be mugged? Think about that. That could be dangerous, huh? All right, I want to just remind you that our guest today was Xcel Roofing, Jay Bretz. No, not Jay. Jay is the dad. Henry's the son. No, it's basically a family operation. And Henry has been here, and just remind you, you can reach him at 303-761-6400, xcelroofing.com. Now, listen, they have a complete repair crew, and that's very important because they don't just do roofing installations like a lot of these companies, but they'll repair and help you with every aspect of the roof system, including the attic ventilation and insulation. So, Henry, when we're talking about roofs, what about gutters? Do you still do gutter cleaning?
Absolutely.
Okay, how do you guys do that? Is that like how much?
All right, so for one story it's $299, and 2-story it goes up to $399.
So that's it. That's great.
Yeah, it's just a flat rate, and we use we get up there. We have a special vacuum that we vacuum all the downspouts out with, and also just the regular gutters. So
and the hoses too, or what?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
See, gutter cleaning is dangerous, people. If you don't get gutter protection of some kind, and the jury's out on that. Some people say they cause problems, but Xcel Roofing will also do that. 303-761-6400. And don't forget, folks, Wave 8 Wealth Management. I want you to take me up on it for a free review. 303-771-HELP. And save all your problems for me. See you guys.
All right, you're clear, buddy. See ya.
So you guys deal with insurance claims all the time.